love that countdown.
Blast off.
I love it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, everybody.
How's everybody doing? Let's hear you. For those that couldn't tell, Laura is here, just in case.
For one more time for the people in the back.
Somebody take the monster away from Laura. So
I think she just finished it. You're good.
It's great to see everybody today. We have lots of fun stuff to talk about our meeting. We've got great guests. We've got Casey Sampson. We've got Steve Ellis. We've got some great realtors. Richard Bridges is going to join us. Cardinal First Heritage. Lots of great input.
And cornhole.
And we've got cornhole this afternoon.
And we've got our cornhole
so it's going to be
super
fun. If it's not too late, you want to come down, join the party. We'll be playing cornhole out here from 12 to 3. Everybody's going to be trying to knock off Ian and I, so good luck.
Are you the winners this year?
I've decided that I'm the winner, yes.
My vote is on anyone that can beat Donny.
You will get lots of points in Sarah's heart if you can somehow beat us.
If you can beat him, that would be awesome. I just love it when he loses. I will say I support him when he wins, but I chuckle inside when he loses.
Don't hold your breath.
Here we go. Here we go.
Talking a lot of trash.
So much trash this morning. So much trash.
Our team name is Baggin' and Braggin'. Think about that.
Oh my. Oh my.
Actually, it's between two names, so we'll see. But
you have not named yourself yet?
No.
Okay.
It's okay. They said I didn't have to until we got on the chart. All right. Let's go on with the real business at hand here today. So the first thing we want to start with every day is how we feed this whole machine of Samson Properties is your guys' support of Cardinal Title Group. So first thing we want to do is we want to thank all the people, not only that joined Cardinal, we do all those at the end as a reminder, but these are the people that in the last 4 weeks since our last sales meeting were able to get their listings to close at Cardinal Title Group. So these people went above and beyond. We're able to negotiate the buyer side to come to their listings, which is
and guys,
awesome.
it's super simple ask. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But going that one step further and saying, hey, my sellers would really love if you would consider settling at Cardinal Title. There are 33 convenient locations for you to settle at. That is just a simple ask that these people made to be able to get their clients the representation at Cardinal Title and to be able to support us because that helps us.
And we were in a meeting yesterday. We talk about from the seller perspective, not only can we close at all the locations, but they've got remote online notarization. So you tell your seller, say, look, you guys close with us. You can close from wherever you want with our great staff online. And for the buyer side, they can close at one of these locations. Right. We're going to work with a processor, people that I trust, that we've worked with every time. Your listings, your sellers are going to be like, yeah, I'm in. Let's fight for it. Especially if you have that leverage, you've got multiple offers, go for it. So thanks to all these people that probably already knew all these things that I'm saying right now.
Yes, absolutely.
We're going to kick us going here. We'll start with my man Adam Shively 2 times, Ali Ballou, Amber Darby, Andrea Bing, Angela Weston, Arslan Jamil, 4 listings to Cardinal last month. Awesome job. Arturo Salemi, Austin Southern, Brad Roars, Brandy Brown, Brandy Edwards, Candace Astroth, our Fairfax manager, Carl Harper, our Bowie manager 2 times, Carolyn Jacobs 2 times. Did I say Candace 3 times? I think I did. Uncle Casey in the back 2 times, and a lot more for his team, but 2 under just his name. Cassandra Walton, Kristen Napoli, Chris O'Neill, Cynthia Butler, Damian Woodson, Dan, I always forget how to say this, Lizavia?
Yes, and then I'm going to need your iPad because I broke me.
I saw you did that. Danielle Best, Danny Franks, David Hu, David Luckenbauer, Montclair manager, broker manager, David Perry, Denise Mason, Derek Cole, Dilyara Dominova, Dorota Diamond, Ernest Gorham. I think I saw you in the back. There you go. Hey, yes, and if you're here, give me a woot woot. I don't know Casey wasn't going to woot woot, but let us know you're here so we can give you a special cheer if you're in the room. Ed Hillenbrand, Ernest Vogel, Ernie Vogel, Fred Masseni, Dell Grimes, Jeannie Wynn, George Ross, Godfrey Shikwa. I should probably advance your guys' slide and mine. Greg Kalangian, Hugo Medina, Ian McVeigh from Redstone Group 2 times, Emo Umoren, Ingrid Morris, Jack Jenkins, Jay Yoon, Janice Carnes, Jason Sanders, Jay Johnson, our Fredericksburg broker manager, Jay Rousey 2 times, Jess Miller, Jill Judge, Jim Patrick, Johanna Gordon, Jonathan Ortiz, Joe Jacob, Kathy Ramirez, Kathleen Pester, Keith Hawkins 2 times, Kendricks Gladney, Kevin Brandis, Kenya Mitchell, Christine Kozlowski, Lana Schinnerer, LaQuenda Till, Lee Lee, Lisa Patton, Lisa Wright, Manisha Houchin, Maria Lightly, Marshall Wikramanati, Mary Crow, Myra Pineda. There you go. Woohoo! See, that's how it's done, Myra. Mel Tulu, Melanie Davis, Melanie Gray. I know you're here. Michelina Curie. Woo! There you go, MQ. Nadia Ramia, Natalie and Kurt McCarter 3 times. Nora Asasi, Pat Sowers, Mark Porowski 2 times. Rahel Amdi, Raymond Raman Abaran, Ray Powers, Robin Ryberg, Rob Blitzer, Rob Johnston, Rolf Kratz, Romy Sato, Roxanne Southern 6 times. Way to go, Roxanne. Roxanne and Austin Monumental team killing it out there. Sam Hardman in the crowd 2 times. There you go, Sam. Sanjeev Shah, Sharon Hogan, Stephanie Brock, Stephen. She's here in spirit. That C is safe for her, but she ain't here. Steve will. Oh, she is? Okay.
That's hilarious.
All right. Good job, Stephanie. Stephen Wilson, Suzanne Frund, Tashia McDougall, Ted Spinatel, Terry Westerland, Timothy Emery, Tonga Turner 2 times, Trisha Filbert, Troy Spinogle, Chuck Wynn, Vicky Smith, Vicky Bali, Victoria King, and Yolanda Bell.
Congratulations, everybody. That is awesome.
Thank you so much to all of you that brought your listings to Cardinal. Sarah timed that well, so she got out of all the names there with an iPad malfunction. Good job, Sarah.
I have a technology
I'm going to make you
malfunction.
do double time later.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
This next slide, guys, we'd like to welcome all of our new
exciting,
family
guys.
members. That is in 1 month. We had 128 people
new
join us in
agents
last
join us.
month, which is awesome. So
Welcome to
thank
the
you
family,
all for
people.
your
Welcome to the
continued
family.
support and continuing. You know, it's not just that you refer people to us, which is great. It's the reputation and how you all are conducting yourself like true pros in the industry every day. I talk to all these people, and they're like, Samson's reputation is so strong. You never know what deal you're doing. They're like, I worked with this person, and it was a great experience.
And
every
you are
one of those
attracting
comes back.
them to us. You're
Yes.
attracting them with all of your professionalism and excitement and passion, and we appreciate you.
They get our emails or our calls, and they're like intrigued, and then they do a transaction with one of our Samson agents, which we have like 11% of the market, so they're going to hit the Samson agent at some point, right?
Yes.
But how we conduct ourselves every day goes a long way towards why these people are like, I'm going to jump in. This place seems like the place to be. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely. And don't forget, this slide coming up is the office along with all of the agents. So if they're in your office, make sure you say hello. And if you're in the crowd, give us a woot woot.
You made a promise not to stare at the screen. Caught
did.
you. She's like, and the office is ever. All right, we'll start
Very
with
distracting.
Akash Sarohi is a new agent. Abdul Khalik from Classic Realty. Again, if you're new in the crowd, please let us introduce yourself.
Give a woot woot.
Abdul Pagir is a new agent. Abdullah Yosefi from NRT Mid-Atlantic. Aday Clanton from Wainwright Real Estate. Akia Walker from Bennett Realty. Amber Blackwell from KW Metro. Andrew Erickson from Kraus Real Property Brokerage. And Andrew Lewis and Anita Borum-White are both new agents.
Ann Wheeler, from K. Williams. Arlene Puntiel is a new agent. Arwa L. Quasne from KW United. Ashley Anderson's a new agent. Ashley Kopecki from Remax Realty. Blaze Bozeman from Compass. Bobby Turner is a new agent.
So Ashley Kopecki, we're going to get to them in a second,
Yep.
but the Ferlazzo Group is a great team that's been in the Woodbridge area for years and years and years. I'm sure we're going to get to her dad and stepmom here in a second. But they've just been a fantastic group, and Ashley's part of their group that's the next generation that's helping them rock into the next world. So that's a great group. They moved in our Lake Ridge office in the last month. So
That's fantastic.
Welcome to the Ferlazzo team.
Bobby Turner is a new agent. Brandy Tovar is returning to us from Remax. Brenda Cox from Fortney Fine Real Properties.
I think that was a quick one because Brandy joined. She also had a Cardinal closing earlier.
I think she
feel like.
did. Yeah, I think she did.
Go ahead.
And Brenda Toney from EXP. Welcome, you guys, and welcome back.
Brett Pierre from Monument Sotheby's. Brian Schnecker from Remax Results. Brooklyn Brown from D.D. Yates Investments. Catriona Hogan from Keller Williams United. Camden Kelly from Douglas Realty. Charles Smith Jr. from Monument Sotheby's International. Christine Peck from Inactive to Active. Christina Muller from Berkshire Hathaway. Christine Song from Realty Maryland Kemper Morgan Realty. That's a handful.
That is a lot of words.
Sierra Koger from she left just because the name was too long.
Can you imagine writing that on every single one of the contracts? Ooh.
Sierra Koger from Keller Williams.
Cindy Martin from North Crest Realty. Cornelia Pope from Exit. Craig Lee from ERA Liberty. Kristen Salinas from KW Metro. Tina Martinez Walker from Fortney Fine Properties. Daniela Stephanie Brown from Curtis Real Estate. Darlene Nguyen is an active to active. Deborah Ferlazzo from Remax Allegiance. Denise DeJerf Carter from United. And Digna Maciel Medina is a new agent. Welcome, you guys.
Douglas Hill from Remax. Elizabeth Taylor's a new agent. Elizabeth Klein got a great team in the Alexandria office. Does 35 million a year. So great team there. List with Liz, I believe, is their tagline. So great to have you all. She came from Remax. Ellen Mills from Remax Realty. Oh, part of that team. Elvin Flores Caceres from Keller Williams Select Realtor. Eric Burnett, him and his wife Kara are from ER Liberty. Great group that joined us. ER Liberty Realty. Rita Carter is a new agent. Evan Langer from Douglas Realty. Galib Masalimov is a new agent. And Jean Picard from Fortney Fine Properties.
Glennis Thomas from Pearson Smith, Gregorio Garcia from Remax Realty, Jacqueline Mims from Q Williams, Jamie Alvarez from Remax One, James Nelson from Long and Foster, Jeanette Habashi from Century 21, Jeff Ferlazzo from Remax Realty.
I think it's Ferlazzo.
Ferlazzo.
That's a double Z. That's Jeff and Deborah were the parents with Ashley.
Oh, there we go.
Jeff is the one that has been running that Ferlazzo team for years out in that area.
Yep, spelling it, sorry. Jessica Parker from Emax Realty. Oh my God, let me just try that one more time.
Emax is a new company, one of our competitors.
Somebody needs to bring me some coffee. Jessica Parker from Exit Realty. Let's try that again. Jessica Tyndall is a new agent, and Jody McMillan from Remax Realty. Welcome.
Joel Miranda from Weichert Realties, John Runk from Inactive to Active, John Stimmate from EXP, Jolene Haymaker from Remax Realty. So I'm going to stop on Jolene for a second. So for those that aren't aware, and most of the West Virginia crew is aware of this, but Jolene and her husband Jeff had a brokerage, Remax First Realty. Fantastic brokers. They were crushing it out there. Jeff unfortunately had passed away last year in an accident, and he was a great guy that everybody. I had the pleasure of getting to go out to the golf tournament honoring Jeff, and just the love that Jeff Haymaker had in that Charlestown area was amazing. And Jolene, was doing a great job running the brokerage, but that's not what she wanted to do. And we talked to Jolene. So Jolene, we've been able to take over now that Remax First Realty has turned into a Samson office now officially. So we're hanging signage, and that will be a second Charlestown office for us. Mm-hmm. And I believe when all said and done, I won't say for sure, but I think almost every realtor from those 25 is going to be joining Samson as Samson Properties realtors. A lot of them we've called out here today. Then maybe a couple more to come. So Jolene's fantastic. She's a great lady who I've gotten to know a lot in the last month to 6 weeks, and we're so thankful that her family has kind of joined our family here. So we have a second Charlestown office, which is super exciting. That we've been able to take from Remax First and make it a Samson home.
Absolutely.
So, welcome, Jolene, and everybody out there. Jordan Caceres from Keller Williams, Joe Kovacs from Keller Williams Capital, Cameron Salujuki from EXP, Kara Burnett, I mentioned earlier, Karen Eric from ERA. We got a clap?
Oh, we're back there.
Are you back there?
Whoop, whoop. There you
go. Kareem Debs from Inactive to Active. Catherine Shank from ERA Liberty is what we had a great crew from ERA Liberty coming over. Bring in the noise.
Yes, absolutely. Kelton Black from Inactive to Active. Kevin Klein, the other half of Elizabeth Klein from Remax Realty. Kay Smith from Pearson Smith. Not related.
Sure?
I'm just going to say. Kamala Doe as a new agent. That would be familial, interesting lunch on Sunday if that was the case. Christy Kiernan from Remax Gateway. Lad Grabsky from EXP. Lance Nobles from Taylor Properties. Larea Ayuit from EXP, Lariah Edwards from Taylor Properties, and LaTanya Roll is a new agent. Welcome, everyone.
Latrice Mason from Inactive to Active, Lauren Smith from Remax Realty, Leah Baird from United Real Estate Premier, as well as Lady Reyes from United Real Estate Premier. Leslie Sorto is a new agent. Leslie Wood from EXP. A lot of EXPs this month.
Dude, you're killing these people.
I don't know.
I love it.
I don't know about that EXP thing. Linda Torres from Inactive to Active. Luis Fabrizi. Thought that was sorry. Lynette Parker.
Keep moving.
From Ballsy. I wasn't that bad.
No.
Lynette Parker from Ballsy Losco. Marcia Payne from Weichert Realtors.
Melissa Murray from ERA Liberty.
Get that ERA Liberty crew.
We are taking them. Mirtha Tarones from Century 21, Mohammed Hassan from Partners Real Estate. From Remax Realty, we have Monica Foster, Nancy Sabella, and Natalie Householder. We have Nick.
Some great agents.
Absolutely.
Monica's a very successful agent in that area, that team, and we're very thankful to have Monica and her team as well.
Nick Raytith is Active to Active. Nikita Denton from KW Metro. Pamela Lockley from EXP, and Patricia Lang from Weichert. Welcome, everyone.
Patricia Ruiz from Exit Landmark Realty. Pat Schnabel from Remax Gateway and also First Realty. Pauline Salvador from Remax Realty. Richard Thompson from Remax Executives. There's a lot of Remaxes this month. I'm not trying to say anything either.
No.
Sarah Gordon from Remax Realty.
You missed Rosa Mascaro.
Rosie Mascaro from Remax Gateway. Sarah Gordon from Remax Realty. Sheni Farali from Classic Realty. Then 3 new agents, Sean Mohammed, Shanine Roberson, and Shannon McCall.
We have Sharon Jordan as a returning agent from Gavin Properties. Welcome back, Sharon. Shernice Yarbo from Village Premier. Sharisa Fickling is a new agent. Shirley Harris from 15 West Homes. We have Sylvia Gaetano from EXP. Stacy Lee from ERA. Stephanie Takan from Community Real Estate. Tamara Peacock from Century 21. Tanya Gonzalez Zalata is a new agent, and Tatiana Jackson from EXP. Welcome, everybody.
And finishing them up, Terry Champagne from Coldwell Banker. Tina McElroy from Century 21 Redwood Realty. Tina Roach, another one of our great ERA Liberty Realty.
Back there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nice. Welcome.
Tina and Stacy and Kara and that whole crew. Tracy Palmer from An Active to Active. Valerie Tate Burt from Faith Realty. Veronica Olivo from Remax Town Center. Wanda Anderson from Client Pro Realty, and Yang Kang from Maryland Pro Realty.
Welcome everybody. Welcome to the family. Make sure you say hello to those people as you see them.
We've read a lot of names already.
We have.
We're going to read some more.
Breathe.
We're going to read
Ready?
some more.
We are. We're launching right into our top producers. We've had a fabulous month in August. It's congratulations to all of our top producers. You ready to go?
Yes, so we do it by state, and then we'll do overall
Yes,
here. We'll try to be quick
start.
because we want to get to all the fun stuff.
I'm going to leave you time to breathe.
You like to do the transactions.
I do. I like him to do the money. Our top performers in Virginia, Darren Robertson, 7 transactions. Claudia Cornejo, 5.5. Tied with 5. Cousin Billy Sampson, Manisha Haushin, Andrea Hayes, Victoria Zhao, Vicky B, and Prince Razi. We have 5 transactions apiece. Congratulations, you guys.
Our top in volume for the month.
Cousin Billy.
How you doing back there, buddy? Billy Sampson, #1 individual volume for the month.
For those of you at home, he woot-wooted. Yes.
Over 5.1 million last month. Darren Robertson, over 4.5 million. David Perry, 4.1. Sam Sadeghi, just under 4 million. Manisha Hochin, 3.9, and Danielle Best, just under 3.9.
Congratulations, you guys. Top performers by teams in Virginia. Shepherd Homes Group with 27 transactions.
That's a few homes.
That's a few houses. The Redstone Group with 12, nothing to sneeze at. We have Uncle Casey Sampson and the Monumental team, both with 11, and Perfect Choice Real Estate with 10. Congratulations, you guys.
And in volume for the month, Shepherd Homes Group, 17.9 million. The Redstone Group, 12.3 million. The Casey Sampson team, great month, over $12 million last month. Troy Property Group, 5.7 million, and Perfect Choice, 5.5 million.
So top producers by number of transactions in Maryland and D.C. We have Venkat Guram with 10.
Nice job, Venkat.
Nice job. Woo. Rex Thomas with 6.5. James Archie with 5. And
I think Venkat had like 8 as a Cardinal, just saying.
Nice job, Venkat.
Go ahead.
We like you better today than yesterday. And for the tied with 4.5, we have Sam Sadecki and Dawn Klinko. Congratulations.
Awesome.
We're seeing lots of new names up here,
We
too.
are. I like the new names.
Yeah.
Top performers in volume for Maryland, D.C. last month. Rex Thomas, just over 5.5 million. Venkat Guram, just under 5.4. Sam Sadeghi, just under 4 million. Sarabab Prakash, 2.9 million. And Jeanette Secchi, just under 2.8 million for the month.
So now we have teams by transactions in Maryland and D.C. The One Street Company with 20.
Woo, that's a few transactions.
Woo, you guys go. Team Harper with 7. The Easy Way with 6. The Westerland Group with 5. And tied with 4 apiece, we have the One Group, Avo Realty, the Reliable Home Team, and the Tony Folco Home Group. Congratulations.
And then our top volumes for Maryland, D.C. for the month. The One Street Company, just over 11.8 million. Great job, guys and gals. The Westerland Group, 4.6 million. The One Group, 3.5 million. The Easy Way, 3 million. And Team Harper, just under 2.8 million for the month.
All right, guys, we're moving into top performers in West Virginia. We have the A team with 13
Great job,
transactions.
A-team.
And we do in West Virginia, we do the teams right now and the individuals together, just in case you're noticing that.
We're going to have to reconsider that.
We're going to have to break that apart.
They double and tripled on us overnight.
They
now
did.
They're going to separate them soon.
And they're growing like crazy out there in West Virginia. The Home Sweet Home team was 7, along with Adam Shively with 7, and then a really big 3-way tie with Del Grimes, Tina Roach, Monica Foster, Kayla Grimes, Rashawn Edwards, Rocky Roach, and Bob Burr. Congratulations, you guys.
Great job.
Rock on.
And then our volumes for West Virginia. Yes. Our volumes for West Virginia, the A team, just over 6 million. Home Sweet Home team, 1.8 million. Adam Shively, 1.7 million. Dell Grimes, 1.3, and Christy Edwards from that A team, just over $1 million.
Nice job, you guys.
Great job to all of our West Virginia top performers.
So now we're looking at our top performers overall. This is
everybody
company-wide.
together. This is our last group.
All of our jurisdictions. Venkat Guram with 10 transactions. Darren Robertson with 7, along with Adam Shively. Rex Thomas and Claudia Cornejo, Rex Thomas with 6.5 and Claudia Cornejo with 5.5. Congratulations to our top performers company-wide.
Top individuals in the whole company individually for last month. Rex Thomas, $5.5 million. Venkat Guram, just under 5.4. Cousin Billy, great job. Just need about 500 more grand to get there. $5.1 million for Billy. Darren Robertson, 4.5 million, and David Perry, 4.1 million.
And with our teams overall company-wide, we have the Shepherd Homes Group with 27, the One Street Company with 20, the A Team with 13, Redstone with 12, and tied with 11, Uncle Casey Sampson and the Monumental Home Team. Congratulations, you guys.
Top teams in volume for the month. Our last group, fantastic teams. And we just have some great teams here, guys. The Shepherd Homes Group, just under 18 million. The Redstone Group, just over 12.3 million. The Casey Sampson team, over 12 million. The One Street Company, 11.8 million. And to the A team, just over 6 million. So great job.
Fantastic job,
all
you
of our
guys.
top
Fantastic job.
performers and individuals. Guys, for those that don't know, I know those teams and individuals, those are big numbers to get to, but we do them by the week. If you guys watch our weekend updates and watch our social media feeds, and we get a lot of new names in there. So if you had a good week in transactions or volume, look for your name there because we're doing top individuals and teams every week. And
use those. Share them on your social media feeds. Let other people know that you're doing well and that you're in real estate and that we're celebrating you. So celebrate yourself. It's awesome.
All right. So next,
we have some save the dates.
We have some save the dates and some announcements. We're going to have some company-wide stuff here. So next month, our Super Sales Meeting will be in Bowie. We are still locking down which restaurant we're going to be at, but it will be in the Bowie area for sure.
Bowie locale.
The locale. It's that third week. Probably the Wednesday. There's a small chance it'll be the Tuesday of that week. So third week of October. Look for more announcements on that, but we will be in Bowie.
So put that on your calendar. Put that on your. Tell us about your CEO Leadership Exchange you did.
All right. So
this was awesome, you guys. He sat on a panel at Riz Media, and he represented Samson Properties, all of us, along with working with other CEOs across the country, and he got all kinds of great information.
So it was a really cool experience. Lots of great. Probably 350, 400 people there, so not too big a crowd, but lots of great leaders from all over. Some good conversations. I was blessed to be on that panel, and we talked about agent training, which was great, but I loved the whole 3 days I was sitting there and got to absorb lots of great stuff. I'll drop some of these in updates, and some of them I've dropped in some meetings already with people, but I think that overall it was just about being positive. The market, if you look back, there's so many rises and falls, and you just have to wade through the stuff sometimes, but it gets a little bit slower. But what we heard over and over again is, back to the basics when times get tough. And back to the basics means getting back to that client database that you've got. You've got to check in with your people. There are deals out there. We talked in a meeting yesterday. Somebody's like, well, I had 6 closings last month. It was, where do you find them? Well, 5 of them were past people that those past people, you have to stay connected with them all the time. And that's where it is. It's calling on them, checking on them, it's emailing them, it's setting up your market reports. If your business is slower than you want it to, then take the time to focus on, getting back to your database, whether it's connect with 5 people a day or set a small goal, but also, find one of these programs that we're doing. Get to an HQDU and find some of these programs that you can latch onto and help build your business now so that you can kind of ride through the storm. But the other things that we talked about, a lot were, Lawrence Yoon, who is the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, he had some positive news, and Lawrence is he's the smartest guy around.
He's the guru.
He's the guru. He's the one on stage, writes every report that you've read, and he really seemed to think that interest rates would be back closer to 6% in the spring, which was news to everybody's ears. He also said, as far as transaction count, that basically overall as a country, we were down 21% from 21 to 22. We'll probably be down another 20% overall from 22 to 23, by the time the numbers come in, which is not shocking to any of us. We feel like our markets we look at, they're 30, 40% less transactions, right? He felt very confident that there would be at least a 10% bump in a positive way next year in transactions compared to this year. So that's good news, for all of us, that we think that tide will turn. I think everybody would agree that there's going to be a ton of pent-up demand that has been sitting there, either not willing to sell because they have that 7% interest rate. What was it? It was like 25 or 30. Steve's going to correct me because I know we just went over the stat. But like 30% of people have an interest rate under 5, or 30% of people have an interest rate under 3, and 70% of the people out there have an interest rate under 5. Steve will correct that number later probably. But people just aren't as willing to jump out of their home that they have at 3.5%, 4% to go buy that new rate at 7%. So, but there's a lot of people that want to move. They're just kind of waiting until it's a little bit easier for them to swallow. So I think there's a lot of pent-up demand. There's some good stuff coming if those interest rates can squeeze down a little bit. But it would also be a reason I would talk to those buyers now. And if they can afford things now, look, fine, take the 7% or do a 2-1 buy down now. Get into the home now. Because if you wait till those rates are at 6 in March and everybody comes out at once, it's going to be a feeding frenzy. There's going to be 20 bids on top of 20 bids. And right now, you can get that house. You can get the home inspection. You can get some of these things negotiated. And you can actually buy a house comfortably. Yes, the interest rate's 1% higher than you want, but you can always refinance your interest rate. You can't get that house for the price you can now if it's $50,000 higher in the spring because it's 10 people bidding on it because the rates are 6% again.
Absolutely.
So there was a lot of good stuff. There was some talk of, we're going to kind of fold into our next topic in a second. There was a lot of talks of some of the national landscape and some of the things going on. Raise your hand if you have kind of a working knowledge or have any kind of knowledge of these major
awareness of,
what do they call them, the bombshell lawsuits that are going on in the country against realtors.
Commissions, yep.
So it was interesting because the Anywhere CEO, Anywhere used to be Realogy, for those that don't know, and Realogy is actually the franchise conglomerate, which includes Caldwell Banker, Century 21, Sotheby's, Corcoran. I'm forgetting a couple others in there. Berkshire's and Home Service America. So
it's ERA, Better Homes and Gardens.
So all these are under Anywhere, right? Or it used to be Realogy. They rebranded as Anywhere. And then their CEO is on stage, and it literally comes across the thing at 1 o'clock or 1:30 that they've settled their lawsuit. And then she's on stage 10 minutes later. It's like, you gotta say something, right? But she was trying to play coy because all the details aren't or whatever. But that was just a fun fact from it. So these lawsuits are out there, and Anywhere settled for $83 million, I guess, 2 weeks ago. Yesterday or 2 days ago.
Breaking news, RE/MAX settled as well.
RE/MAX settled for $55 million. So RE/MAX, Anywhere, Long & Foster and Berkshire are part of Home Service America, Keller Williams, and the National Association of Realtors are all defendants in these lawsuits. Now, in a summary, basically these group of, I guess, sellers were led by some lawyer. Who knows? I'm not going to get into all that kind of stuff.
Class action plaintiff, yeah.
They got a class action suit against all of real estate agents or these companies because the idea is that they overpaid in commissions because we as realtors forced the sellers to pay for both commissions, right? Which they're saying they would have saved the money. Now, look, I don't agree with any of this, okay? My personal opinions. I think that that's the way that it's worked. It's a good system. Both people get realtors. The seller's the one that has to get
representation.
Both people get representation and all these things. The downside is, unfortunately, they're winning on some level. There's a reason that Anywhere has settled. There's a reason that RE/MAX has settled. It's not just the money. They have both settled with some type of language that hasn't officially come out that has basically been along the lines of, we are also going to change the way we do business in the future. And the quote being something to the effect of, we can no longer force sellers to pay buyers' agents. It has led us to some hard thoughts and conversations here, which is going to kind of lead to a kind of a major change that we have to unrail here today.
Go ahead.
So this is, and I'm going to couch this with a lot of my own thoughts.
There's mumbling in the crowd.
It's going to change this with a lot of my own thoughts after this in a second. But starting today, we are no longer as a company having a minimum requirement of the 2.5% that you have to give out in Bright. Okay? Now look, there are some reasons that this is painful to me in this sense. I believe in buyer brokerage with every part of my being. I believe buyers need to be represented. I think the people that if this goes as far as it could go, that the people that are going to suffer that aren't going to have buyer agents are the people that don't have any money to put down. The FHA buyers, the VA buyers, the 5% down buyers. They're not going to have money. I don't care if Sarah's a great agent and I want Sarah to be my buyer's agent. If I have to pay her, I don't have 5, 10, 15 grand to pay her if I wanted to. So those are going to be people that get hurt if it goes as far as it does. I hope it doesn't. So I've vehemently been in buyer agency. I am going to stand on the rooftop and say I still believe all of you should offer 2.5% out as a minimum to whoever you can, because I believe it's the right thing to do to keep our market healthy. I don't want to go to a place that all of us aren't offering buyer agency commission, or we get down to 1.5%, 0.5%, because what happens then is we're taking half of the money out of our industry. Look, if
it's a race to the bottom at that point.
If half the commission's out of this industry, it's going to be a hard industry for all of us to stay in. Okay, so I believe in I believe in buyer agency. I believe we should offer out fair compensation and bright.
And understand that us pulling this we are being very forward thinking. We're looking for the ability of our agents to be able to compete in the marketplace. We're looking at the liability that the company could face later. We are looking at a lot of different things. Us changing this policy does not mean that we are in support whatsoever, and I want to shout it to the people in the back. This does not mean we agree with you going out and taking a 1% listing. This does not mean we agree with you taking zero compensation and putting out zero compensation to the buyer's agent. We do not agree that that's the best thing for the market. We do not agree that that's the best thing for the buyers.
And
we don't agree it's the best thing for the sellers. It's not. They're not going to show it.
And frankly, if we see people that we think are abusing systems and changing the way that we think they should do business, look, I can't make sellers do anything, but we can have serious talks. Sarah, Mike, Steve, Kara, all of our great brokerage team, Nancy, we can have serious talks and be like, look, this isn't the way we want to do business. We're offering stuff out at ridiculous prices, and we're selling our industry short. So that's not our goal, right? But we can't require this anymore, because the last thing we need, all of us need, is we love our company, we want to keep growing. The last thing you need is them to get their crosshairs on us, all right? I got news for you. I don't have $55 million to pay off a lawsuit, okay? I don't have $5 million to pay off a lawsuit, all right?
I can guarantee you your fees would go up.
Yeah. So
right.
We want to make sure that we don't get anybody's crosshairs. So we can't have restrictive language out there with me on film saying it, us in our ICA. So we're in the process of changing paperwork.
All of those new ICAs and documents will be upgraded and updated in the next
There'll
week or
be
so.
more to come on the information stuff. There are other things that we're considering us. And we've got some good ideas that we're kicking around. Should we include some type of opt-in in our listing agreements, or in a form that we have that people understand the downsides and upsides of not offering a compensation? So
almost like an adverse consequences form that we use if we waive a home inspection or we waive something like that. It would almost be the same thing that sellers might sign if they decide not to offer a 2.5 or a standard industry buyer's agent compensation.
Not saying that they have to do anything, but just that we've had that conversation, the pluses and minuses of what they're doing.
We haven't landed anywhere on that
yet. We haven't landed on the plan. I don't want to force an announcement on that. But I'm saying the announcement today is for sure that, yes, we are removing that minimum requirement, and we are going to kind of navigate with our brokerage team and leadership team on how we want to adjust things going forward as far as what paperwork and stuff. But for now, we are definitely removing that from our rules, because I don't feel comfortable in an environment with these lawsuits and accusations going around with that in our bylaws. I don't feel like that's the best thing for us to have in our rules and regulations. So we're pulling that as of today. Hopefully that's not an invitation to go change the marketplace. And we took this really seriously, because, look, guys,
that's the point.
I jokingly said I didn't jokingly, but I said we have 11% market share in Northern Virginia, less than some other areas, and higher in West Virginia, frankly, already. We can change the whole market if we start doing things totally different. So I take that seriously. It's why I've been so adamant about let's keep it at 2.5%. Because if we had all ran out there with 1.5 and 2 a year ago, guess what?
We'd be at
2 would be all over the
right.
2 would be all over the market. 1.5. So we took that responsibility seriously, and this is very painful to Sarah and I and Mike and all of our leadership team. But I think that unfortunately it's the way we have to go for now and go forward.
It is, and I would encourage you guys, I want you to hear what he said, that if we as an action, think about the butterfly effect halfway around the world and it causes a tsunami over here. If we as a company immediately start dropping the ball on dropping 1%, dropping 1.5%, not doing the 2.5%, we will change the dynamic of what our real estate market does and our entire footprint. We have got to be careful and make sure that we're representing sellers in a great way, make sure that we're representing buyers in a great way, and frankly, protecting our industry a little bit. Because at the end of the day, our industry is only going to be as good as the agents that are in it, and the clients that we have that we're supposed to be taking fiduciary responsibility to take care of, they're only as good as the realtors that are still in the marketplace, and their representation is only that good. We are going to continue to recommend sellers pay buyers agents. We all know.
Well, let's be clear. They're not paying buyer's agents.
Or paying the buyer's agent
I knew what you
compensation.
meant,
You
but
know
I
what
want
I'm
to be
saying.
clear.
Okay, fair enough.
Part of the narrative is the problem is that we're not paying buyer's agents. What I'm
Offering
doing is
buyer's agent
I'm
compensation.
paying Sarah 5 or 6%, and she thinks the best path to get this thing sold
is for me to pay the buyer's
offer out a
agent.
buyer's agent on the internet to bring in. Because look, if we did the numbers on how many deals, look, and I know we love to have both sides of deals, and sometimes we make more money on it, but if we did the numbers, and if I had time and gumption, I'd run a case study on it, the percentage of deals that fall out that have one realtor instead of two is tremendously higher, because buyers think, well, I'm unrepresented, I'm to play by rules. You know, they're already a little bit like, well, I don't need this. They go direct to the listing agent. The number is tremendously higher on the deals that fall out when there's not two agents on each side. They don't have that trusted advisor that's saying, no, you can't just
act willy-nilly.
You can't just eschew what deadlines are at home inspections. You can't just not get your financing taken care of. You can't just walk away even though the appraisal came in. People just do whatever they want when they don't have their own realtor sometimes. Then the seller's agent, we're trying to keep them in and beg them to stay in and negotiate them in. I mean, it's not the best course, and we could turn into the Wild Wild West if we don't watch it. So I don't love that.
Well, and the path that I was taking down too is the fact that we all know that when inventory stacks up, and guys, you are oblivious if you think inventory's not coming at some point, right? Like, it's happening. The market's only balanced when people have to move and want to move. And right now, the only people moving are the ones that have to move because they don't want to give up their 2.5% and 3%. So we are completely an unbalanced market, but we will balance back out. And if we, as an industry, have inventory, and I'm offering 2.5 for my seller, and Donnie says, well, you know, my guy doesn't want to offer anything, and he offers 0. Whose listing do you think is going to get the showings? Who's going to get the better contract? His seller will be irrevocably harmed financially from agents, and they're not that we should look at compensation, but if I'm getting paid or I'm not getting paid, that's a really big difference.
Yeah.
So we need to be careful
right.
and how we get paid. Our buyers may not have that money, as we talked about before. So just be careful. We're removing the have to rule, but just be careful in their choices and the conversations. We still need to be strong in representing to our clients what their best path forward is.
Now, the other point I'm going to say is this. I think that what this looks like in the future, we're not 100% sure, right?
Yeah.
But we are going to dedicate ourselves to, we're going to teach more classes on buyer brokerage, how you need to get your buyer agency agreement down. We're going to have all sorts of lists on things that you provide of value, because you need to be able to sit at a buyer presentation the same way we're at a listing presentation, show your value, get them to sign that contract, say you value me. And our contract's for 2.5% or whatever the number you decide on. Now, if you walk into a listing that's 1 or 1.5 or 0, now, I'm not saying you have to charge them all of that, but now you have the option. You also have the option to call that listing agent and say, hey, my buyer agency agreement is for 2.5%. You're only offering 1%. We'd like to show your property. Are you going
to pay the difference?
And what I hear from NVR lawyers and other lawyers around town is that they're going to work to change some of the agreements that allow our compensation to be included in some type of agreement going forward, because it could be that some are offering 0 or lower and some are offering full commission. So we're going to see, we're going to evolve, we're going to stay on the break of it. But for today, this is our announcement and our commitment that we're going to do some more buyer education, and we're going to stay on it, because I think that going forward, you're going to have to be better at presenting yourself and your value as to why you should be that buyer agent.
Well, and I'll say one thing, the good thing, because I always look for the silver lining too, right? I'm always looking for the silver lining. The silver lining is, legally, we are supposed to be having that buyer agency conversation at our first substantive conversation. We're supposed to be getting that buyer agency signed.
We always do.
We always do. So those of you that choose to not sign it until the compliance department kicks back and says you have no buyer broker, I'm sorry, you're going to get your ass handed to you by the market.
Whoa! Casey's not even up here
yet. You've got to be professional. You've got to do it the right way. That's going to protect you, right? And I've been shouting it from the rooftops before. Don't call me when the client goes somewhere else because you didn't have your buyer broker done. This is going to mean you get paid or you don't. And it's going to be more applicable and happening more and more often. So just make sure that you're doing it timely, professionally, get better at your craft.
Okay. We went longer than I wanted to.
We did.
But any thoughts you have to get off your chest when it comes to,
lots. We've got mics. Hold on, please. We've got mics.
A couple of things, I just want to remind all the agents, that it is the value that we built within ourselves is what makes us as realtors, and that's what we should be working all the time. Not reducing our commissions, but actually building our value. My question to you, Donny, is this: now that you're changing this policy, what is the requirements for advertising realtors advertising.
We knew that was coming up.
We knew,
Well,
we
you
knew
knew I was
that,
gonna
we
come.
knew that was coming. We didn't think of one of our broker
I
managers
didn't
put us
think it
on
was
the
going to be the
spot.
very first question.
Well, I want to make sure we're going to lead those people.
I know,
right.
I
So
know.
we haven't landed that plane yet. We're
No,
still looking.
That's good. That's good.
You know,
We didn't want to make a rash decision and just arbitrarily throw out a number. We wanted to give
4.5%
it-
doesn't make sense if we're not going to require 2.5%, right?
Right.
But I also don't want to make a snap decision today on that. So we will define what that is, and we'll talk internally about what our advertising, what that looks like as far as our advertising minimums. But it can't still be 4.5, you know,
Right.
because it doesn't make any sense if I'm going to require 2.5, or I'm not going to require that anymore. So we'll see.
All right, thank you.
Sam,
Sam,
do you have a mic, or can Cecil's got you?
So,
Sam Hardiman, another broker manager from Gainesville.
All of our brokers are standing up.
broker minds are working here. So one of the things we talk about a lot is control the controllables, right? And you hear this news and people are like, oh, hum, or holy cow, this is scary. So these are things that none of us have control over. Like, we didn't make these decisions.
I don't know why it makes me laugh that Sam, being Sam,
Yeah.
says, "Ooh, that's scary."
I don't know.
But
either.
I love when Sam does this thing because it makes
Yes.
me calm. But go ahead, Sam.
Go ahead, Sam.
So if you woke up this morning and it was 30 degrees outside, what would you do, Sarah?
I would put on a jacket.
You'd put on a jacket, you control
Yes.
what you can control, and you
Absolutely.
go to work, right? So this changes. Okay, it's changed. Now we control what we can control. So get better at explaining things to your clients. Learn how to get listings. Explain to your sellers you're in a better position if we offer to split a commission with the selling or the buyer's agent, right? Control what
better-
you
be
can control,
better
and
at our
don't freak
craft.
out about it. Just learn what you need to do to react to it.
Control what you can control. I love that.
Absolutely.
And then do the best you can with it. Turn around and get that. Good job, Sam. Love it.
Well, I'm not freaking out yet,
Don't freak out.
but
We're going to get you through it. No freaking out
Okay.
allowed.
that's why I said I'm sitting here calmly. I'm a pretty calm person. My question,
I want to say, real quick before, and I don't want to hear your question. Look, nothing has necessarily changed in the marketplace yet.
Not
We're
a
still in control of that.
single thing.
I ran numbers yesterday. 99 out of 100 listings I looked at had 2.5% or higher. So this world has not. Now I know there's some oddballs out there. When we flip out, right? As a whole, the market's going to control what happened here. So there's no reason to freak out yet. We just want to be prepared for, right? Control we can control when it becomes time to control it. But go ahead.
yep, I gathered that this issue was because they were representing sellers, and these are brokers. So what did they say in terms of how they plan to help their buyer agents? That's one thing. And the other one
To who to help their buyer
is-
agents?
The companies that settled, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Oh.
And then how are
Well, they're not right now. The buyer agents got to cash those commissions. The companies are just out the money right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Remax had to cut a check for $55 million, but all those buyer agents that earned the commissions that they got penalized for, they're in the bank. Actually, they all work here now.
Pretty much. Yeah, but to your point of
That was messed up. I'm sorry.
there's nothing that it's up your independent contractors, right? You've got to get better. You've got to get smarter. You've got to get more professional in the way you're doing things and get more confident in the tools that you've got in your toolkit. Those companies aren't going to do anything to help those buyers agents. The toothpaste is out of the tube, right? Sales prices aren't going to crash. Commissions, the way commissions look like, are going to change a little bit. But it's going to have a change at some point in our industry if all the agents run in a mass scared fashion. But we just have to get better doing what we do. We just have to get better, more confidence, explaining our value and helping buyers be creative.
Thank you.
I think you had a second part of the question. I cut you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second part of the question was, how are these companies, how are they going to sell properties if they are not offering, I mean, you just told me, the compensation to the buyers?
The buyers will have
how
to
do
pay
they
for it,
think they're
yep.
going to be selling?
Right.
If
Well,
there is
Again, we're still
The
shaking all
market's
this out.
not there
Yeah.
yet, so we don't know. But the reality is, what they think, the people that are going to go out without paying a buyer's agent, their belief is people are going to find the house on Zillow and Redfin, and they're going to come direct to the listing agent. My listing agent's going to handle both sides of it. I'm not going to pay a buyer's agent. Now, we don't agree with any of that, but that's what they think. If they're saying people are going to find the house off the internet, we don't need a buyer's agent. Listing agent, you just handle it all and have the open house or show it all the times, and you're going to have to handle all of it because they're not, or they're going to say the buyer, if they want their own agent, they can pay for them. That's their stance. I don't agree with it. I'm just saying that's what their stance is. And because of the power of the internet, that's the seller's stance. Because of the power of the internet, they think people will find the house and call the listing agent, or that they'll be willing to pay a buyer's agent if they want their own representative. That's their stance. I'm not saying it's true.
Right.
I don't want to freak out saying tomorrow buyer agent is going away. It's going to be a process. It's a market and supply and demand. And the people that are going to talk to these sellers every day are all of us. And not all of us. I mean, maybe the one or two of you in the room think we should bail on it. But most of us can be like, no, please offer it out, because we see.
Here's why. Here are the benefits. Bam, 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 bam. Right.
And if we knock it out, we're going to be in all sorts of trouble.
All right.
One more than we need to go on, because we got lots of stuff coming.
Thank you. So if, I'm just throwing this out there as one of the options, if we are to advertise about removing the commissions, can we increase a listing commission requirement so that if you're requiring a listing agent to work both sides, because now I can just foresee it becoming that a lot more, can we require a 4% for the listing agent if they're working both sides and the agent or the listing person is not?
We can't require
all
anything.
fees are negotiable. You can negotiate whatever you want. Some of you will negotiate 5, some of you will negotiate 8, some of you will negotiate 1.5 and do it all. It is up to the individual agent.
We can't require anything from our standpoint, no. Now, what you could say is, look, fine, seller, you don't want to buy something, you don't want to pay a buyer's agent, and you've tried to talk to them in the face, they don't want to do it, then you could put something in your contract if you wanted to, saying that if a buyer's agent is not on the other side, that my commission's increased from 2.5 to 3.5
Because now I have to do more work.
Extra work.
Right, absolutely.
You can negotiate something like that in.
I will tell you, in a world where this goes to this, that's exactly what I will be doing. Because if I'm doing both sides, it's going to cost you more.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. So we could do the thoughts more on that.
As we get more
I want to
information,
continue to have more conversations about it.
We will continue to roll this out. We'll continue to talk about it. We'll continue to send updates as we have them.
Couple quick hitters, and we're going to get some of our guests here on stage. HQDUs have been going great.
Guys, they've been going fantastic. Congratulations to everybody.
Thank you
that
to
has been
everybody.
jumping
That's
in.
some pictures from National Harbors in the last week. Those are some pictures. Is that up there? Here's National Harbor.
There's Gainesville
Here's
coming
Gainesville.
next.
We had some great times out there.
Yes.
We had Charlestown, West Virginia, all since the last meeting. So 3 great HQDUs. You guys have packed the houses. It's been fantastic. Now, coming up in September, next week, we're going to be in DC NOMA, in our NOMA office. October, we're going to be at White Marsh, Stafford, and Alexandria for HQDUs. In November, Silver Spring and Fredericksburg. So, guys, circle these on your calendar. You can get to whatever one, as long as you can drive there. You don't have to belong to that office.
And remember, these HQDUs are where we're bringing all of our headquarters staff on the road. We're bringing our trainers, we're bringing our coaches, we're bringing our tech teams to come and teach you lead generation and marketing ideas and how to use different technologies to do different things, how to do postcard print campaigns. We're teaching you all the things on the road in very quick, impactful hits. So it might be a 45-minute session, but you leave there with nuggets to immediately implement and impact your business all day long. And then Donny and I do a Ask Us Anything in the middle for lunch, where we pull the covers back. You can ask anything you want about us, about the company, about why we're doing things, about the industry, and we will be as transparent as we can possibly be.
So some upcoming, remember we also have our in-house advanced commission company we launched a month ago, Samson Now. So if you need that money ahead of time, as times get tougher, we're able to advance that to you. Remember, we got recruiting rewards. We'd love to see your referrals. Our upcoming Lunch and Learns. Tomorrow, we're going to be at Chantilly National Country Club right down the street. Next Wednesday, we're in D.C., PJ Clark's, great restaurant in the middle of D.C. there. Then in October, we'll be at Michael's Cafe, October 4th, which is right next door to our White Marsh office. Augustine Golf Club, the 11th in Stafford. And then the 18th will be in Bowie for our sales meeting, but we don't exactly know where yet. But we'll have a Lunch and Learn in Bowie somewhere on that 18th.
To be determined.
And then the 25th, we'll be at Ruth Chris Steakhouse and Tyson's again. So some great places all over. You know, there's a Lunch and Learn close to you in the next 4 or 5 weeks that I'd love to see you at. So trivia time before we bring up Cardinal Title Group. First, you want to get some swag, Sarah?
I will.
All right. Now remember, I'm going to do the online question first. All right. So if you're watching online, we'll open up to the people in the room too, because there's a lot of great people in the room. So you have to text your answer in. Who's got the? Is it Heather? No, it is. But who? I understand. But who's going to field the answers? Heather. Okay. That's what I was asking. All right. So you're going to text your name
and your answer.
And your answer. Are you ready?
Name
text
and
your
answer.
name and your answer, and then we're going to do an in-house. I'm not going to give you the phone number until the
You
next
gotta
slide.
wait, guys.
Because the question's on that slide too. All right, ready?
I don't even know that we've given this answer.
Don't call it out.
Oh.
One location we are visiting for HQDU on the schedule. I changed it.
I know. That doesn't make any sense.
No. One visit we are listed, and Heather is going to field those answers. So text it in. One place we're visiting on the schedule coming up. Now, for the in-house people, Heather's going to wait for those. This is an in-house question. I would like a hand. Don't just yell it out. You can't. Not yet. This is the next question. Ready?
She goes, I'm ready.
All right. Next month, our sales meeting will be where? Oh, first hand I saw right here. Seconder. Bowie and Bowie. Yes. There you go. No, that was
You
an in-house
are the
one.
lovely winner of a Samson cardigan. Yes.
Samson cardigan. There you
Samson
go.
cardigan. Yes.
Do we have
There
an
you go.
in-house? Do we have a text answer, Heather?
Laura is the winner.
Laura Bean?
The text in promote.
Laura Bean, you won on the text. That's hilarious.
There you go. What did she say? What was her answer?
Bowie.
Bowie. Bowie. All right, we'll accept it. All right. Laura wins.
Laura is getting, well, Laura,
Give her a prize. She wants $50?
you want $50 in the print center?
Or do you want a stuff? All right.
Huh? Now you have two. Yeah, that's true. Or buy yourself.
Now you have $100. All right, so now we'll do more trivia later. We're going
Yes.
to bring up Carrie Lindsay and Reed Hubbard from Cardinal Title Group. I'm not sure, are they back there?
They are.
All right, Carrie and Reed, come
Come
on
on
up.
up.
So the first thing I wanted to do, Carrie and Reed get to stand up here for this one. So we're going to go over these fairly quickly, but they are
Yes.
posted on the Cardinal Nest now. You can see in the big TV there, right? Oh, go put that up again, please, Zach.
Yep, put that up. There you
Justin.
go.
All right, so this is our Cardinal Title Group Capture Report, which we launched last month for the first time. So you can see that our average for last month, we're just measuring the buyers here, not listings as well. 42.6% of our buy sides came to Cardinal. It was down 1% from July, people. We need to get that back up. You can see the offices next to it. Okay, so that red number is, the red bar is what we did in August, the percentage point, and if it's over that dotted line, that's the 42.6% number. The blue line is their yearly average. So if they are consistently good but had a bad or good month, you can see that. Now, I'm going to put this in, break it out
categories.
by categories. So these are some of our smaller offices. The offices are judged by how many agents belong there. So it's not by size of the actual office. So you can see some rock stars. Fairfax, 70%, amazing. Silver Spring
Nice
was good.
job, you guys.
Culpeper, great month, good job there. Vienna was great. So some good shining stars there. And Locust Grove, not a ton of transactions there, but 50%. So there you go, good job. Our medium offices, Arlington, great job, over 70% of the buyers. Reston, good job, over 60%. And then you've got Fredericksburg and Gainesville, was really strong, over 50 for both those, both those should almost be large offices. They got to be close.
They're getting close.
And Leesburg was great as well. And then at the end there, White Marsh did a good job. So awesome job to you all. These are our large offices. A lot more transactions, tougher to get there. Alexandria, almost 50%. Great job to Alexandria. Chantilly, just over the line. I think I've made this joke before, that the line tends to go to Chantilly. It's about 20% of our overall transactions are still people that call this home. Gaithersburg, great, almost at that line. Lake Ridge, and then Tyson's just over top of the line. So great job last month by Tyson's.
I just want to point out, so if you're watching this and you say, wow, my office, I'm sorry, I jumped in before you did new offices.
No, you're good.
If you want to look at it and go, oh, wow, my office needs to do better, we'll pick up the phone and call some people in your office and try to beat the office next to you. And I do just want to point out managers. Like, I don't know about y'all, but Rolf and Todd, who manage our Vienna and Tyson's office, told their agents that if they could be number one in both offices in a month, that they would shave their heads.
Sam's already got it.
Sam says he's already there.
Sam will shave his head if Gainesville's number one.
So maybe Sam says he'll shave his beard. He goes, nope. So I'm going to say, agents, if you're out there and you think that your manager should do something fun to spur on, and Sam's going to shave his legs, that you might want to get your manager on
I want to
board,
be there for that.
and you might want to have a little fun with your office to try to pop up and beat the next office close to you.
So our last slide before we let Carrie and Reed share what they came to share with us is our new offices. So these are just newer, getting going. But Bethesda, great capture rate last month, almost 80%. Charlestown, now we're up over 110, 115 agents in West Virginia, which is awesome. I should know the exact count, but 58%, it looks like, and over 60% for the yearly average. So Charlestown's been consistently killing it. So great job. And the DC Fair guy was right at the line as well. So great job. Look, we've posted these on the Nest. We want to continue to track this and hopefully get some pride in using Cardinal Title Group. The more we use Cardinal Title Group, the more that we can continue to pour out great education, great resources, great tools to help you all grow in your businesses. So thank you to everybody that's supported us so far, and hopefully we'll more in the future. Carrie and Reed,
Awesome.
how are y'all doing?
Good morning, you guys.
Good
Good morning. Good morning.
How are y'all?
Good.
For
We're
the
doing
next
good.
few meetings, we're going to talk about title insurance and some different features
Yay!
about title insurance.
Title insurance is good.
Yeah,
ready.
title insurance is a great thing to have. So for several weeks, we're just going to point out a lot of the good stuff about it. And today we're going to talk about post-policy fraud protection. So when someone gets a title insurance policy, they're not just insured about things that have already happened. They also have future insurance in the way of post-policy fraud protection. So what does that mean? So let's say that I have property that I own and somebody is able to forge my name and get a credit line, a home equity line of credit. And they do that and I find out about it only because I get foreclosure notices at my house. So they've taken out this loan, they've taken a full draw on it, and they've done something with the money. I find out because the bank sends a foreclosure notice to my house saying you haven't been paying back this money that you owe. At that point, I can call my title insurance and file a claim because I have post-policy fraud protection as part of my title insurance coverage with my owner's policy. And so I go through the claim process and then they're gonna pay this claim and pay off this loan because I never did this. I never took out this loan. I don't know anything about it. So it's a great feature of title insurance, owner's title insurance, that you have this post-policy fraud protection. Title insurance, owner's title insurance has many, many good things, and we're going to touch on those each week. This week, I also just want to talk about the cost of it. Yesterday, I just did a quick analysis of things we had closed yesterday and how much the owner's title insurance policy was. And the average yesterday for the owner's title insurance was $2,300. So that's a pretty low price to pay when you think of all the good features and all the protections you get from this. So let's say the average person owns their house for 8 years in this area. That's really $24 a month that they're paying for this. So less than most people are paying for their homeowner's insurance.
Or their Starbucks.
Or their Starbucks, yes. And they're,
I have 3 high school daughters. I have
You
my
know
Starbucks
Starbucks,
bills
yeah.
way higher than that.
this is Donnie's daily bill for Starbucks. But just such a low price when you think of all the different features and all the benefits that they get for one price that people pay at closing, and then they have it forever. So it's something that you pay for at closing and then you have forever. You don't have to renew it. It goes up in value, which we'll talk about at the next meeting, but a lot of great features of that owner's title insurance.
And keep in mind that your clients may have questions about it before the settlement or just may be unsure. We can talk to them, explain the ins and outs to them, explain the cost benefit, kind of ratio and things like that. So we can talk to them as much as, leading up to the settlement as much as you all would like and answer any questions that they may have to just better educate them. Of course, they don't have to get it, but as you can tell, it's something that's strongly encouraged, and it's one of those things you'd rather purchase it and not need it than not have purchased it and need it, later on down the road. So, if your clients have any questions or concerns about it, feel free to have them touch base with one of our processors or attorneys ahead of time, and we will walk them through it as much as need be.
And you have to be a licensed title agent to talk about title insurance. And we're in a great position because almost all of our processors are licensed title agents, so they can talk to you and your clients about it. Our attorney at the settlement table, our settlement agents are all very knowledgeable about this and happy to discuss that ahead of time, tell people weigh the pros and cons and really see the value of it.
A lot of title companies don't do this. I'm going to throw in 1 second. A lot of title companies have a lot of employees that deal with processors and closers that are just notaries, or, our people have gone through the rigorous tests and passed to get their licensure. Almost all of our processors and everybody that sits at the table with you. So that's important because they've taken that extra level of education and they can have title insurance conversations with you. Sorry,
Absolutely.
I jumped in there.
Yeah, no, we have great people.
But you went over that
yeah.
that thing, and I was like, that's hard to do.
Yeah,
it
is, and they have to get education
Reed did
every
pass
year.
though, so
It can't be that hard.
got you with an uppercut there. Sorry, buddy. All right, so you got an
familiar
announcement too,
love.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we want to recognize a few Cardinal Title staff members. So for the month of July and August, we had Ruby, who's out of our Woodbridge office, one of our great processors.
Ooh,
She's
Ruby!
Nice job.
She's one of the original Cardinal members, so she's been here
I was
for
going to say,
probably-
she's an OG.
Yeah,
She
she
is,
is. She was here before
definitely.
me, so she's been here for probably 8+ years. And then for August, we had Stephanie Page. She is out of Chantilly, but works remotely as well. She's been here for maybe 3 or 4 years now. She's, wonderful. If any of you have worked with her, I'm sure you have nothing but great things to say about her. So she's our processor of the month for August. And then we recognize a couple of our post closers. So Alex is out of Alexandria. She's been with us for a while as well, Alex.
Alexandria.
Real
She's
mature
never heard
guy.
See what you did there.
She's never heard that one before, has she?
Never, not until now. She's our post closer for July, and then Consuelo's out of our Columbia office. She's one of our newer post closers who's grown exponentially and done a great job, and so she was our post closer for the month of August. So, as you all know, if you've worked with any of these people, they're amazing, and we have great staff who aren't mentioned here, and we're just very fortunate to have such an amazing team, and we appreciate all the hard work.
Just for everybody to understand, how do you guys choose the closer of the month or the post-closure processor? How do you choose that?
We use a few factors. We start with how many files they process or post-close, but then we look into it in a little bit more detail in terms of the quality and the reviews. We get all these quality reviews and things like that. So we factor in a few different things. It's not just based on the numbers, because you could have someone who, not at Cardinal, but you could have someone in another title company who does 50 files a month and
50
doesn't
files
do a
quarterly
great
is
job.
not as good as
Right.
45 files excellently.
So fill out those reviews, people.
Yes, they're very
Yeah.
important. The quality reviews, you can go to Google, anything like that. We value them deeply, and we look at them all.
Awesome.
And a lot of times it sends somebody over the edge. If we have a tie, we really look
In a
at
good
those
way,
reviews.
not a bad
way. Over the top, I guess.
push them right over the
is
edge.
Bad
right.
reviews
Yeah,
may
yeah.
send someone over the edge.
A bad review, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, they're. Yeah.
I'm not going to finish that joke.
We're going to let that one go on.
Sends
So,
them over the edge to win.
Yes, over the top, so they can be
Over the
winners.
top,
Yes.
yes.
Better
So
job,
thank you
Brad.
for helping us with the reviews.
All right. Any questions for
any
Carrie
questions?
Reed?
Awesome. Thank you guys
Thank
so
you
very
all
much.
so
We've
much
got,
for all
we've
your-
got one.
Oh, we got one. We got a
Hold
mic?
on. We got a mic back here for Lucia.
Mike, Checka. Who is it? Miss Lucia? Hi, Lulu.
Hey, good morning. I just want to say that I had the most incredible experience yesterday at the Home Depot. I met a colleague from my old office at Remax Distinctive decades ago, and he said, "Hey, where are you now?" And I said, "Samson Properties." He said, "Well, I just want you to know I've been with Remax for 20-something years, but I only use Debbie Sett because she is an incredible person, never makes a mistake, and I just wanted to give a shout out to Debbie."
There you
Awesome.
go.
Thank
you.
you, Lucia.
Debbie's one of our great
Yeah, she's
processors
Yes.
as well. We hear stories like that about Debbie all the time. She's fantastic. So thank you, Lucia. That's
Appreciate
awesome.
that.
Yes.
We'll go tell Debbie that.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sure she's watching on the edge of her seat right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
That took her over the edge.
That took her over the edge. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for the
you guys
support of
so
Cardinal
much.
Title
Thank
Group.
you.
Thank y'all.
Carrie and Reed are always here if you need them. Now we're going to walk up one of our top realtors. He's a guy that they've came to us earlier this year. Steve Ellis, there you go. And
Come on
Steve
up.
Steve and his wife Caitlin found Ellis Properties, and they do a tremendous job. They do have offices in this Chantilly headquarters, and we get to see Steve and Caitlin all the time, so we're blessed with that. But Steve's going to drop some great knowledge on us here, right, Steve?
I am.
Do I need a mic
or anything? Am I good?
You're good. That
You're gonna
mic
come
will
up
pick
this
you
one,
up.
and you can use my iPad.
You
There you
can
go.
just
Awesome. I got
talk it
everything.
up, baby.
All right. Who here wishes that they could go back into 2021 in that real estate market?
Yes.
That was a fun time, right? I think we're all having to work a little bit harder, a little bit longer, and hopefully a little bit smarter to kind of get those results that we had. And I'm going to share today a couple strategies to work on the smarter side to attract some more listings.
You can just.
Oh,
can advance
I do all the work
Yeah,
myself.
so-
Well, I can
Yeah.
advance them.
He's going to advance.
You want here? You can advance these. There you go.
Good.
Would you like to do your
Punch
own
the
clicker?
sides.
You're
Punch the
allowed to do
sides.
your own
There
I
you
can
go.
get my own clicker.
Left and right. There you go.
I got it.
There you go.
All right, so how did we get here? Quick facts. Donnie touched on these a little bit. I'll go over them a little bit as well.
I messed up the numbers, didn't I?
You were close.
I knew Steve
think
would
we were close.
clean me up later.
So home sales trending down since 2012. Going into 2021, 6 million homes sold. 2023, 4.3 million homes sold. So almost a third of those homes dropping. So less homes being sold right now in the market. Hyper competition. There's more real estate agents out there than ever right now. In 2021, 1.534 million, and today 1.566, 33,000 more agents. That number drastically increased in 2021. I think the most searched job title for any type of Google search was how to become a real estate agent in 2021.
That's awesome.
And
COVID brought all y'all out.
Yep. And so it shows. That number right now is trending downwards right now. I think we're starting to feel the market, and we're starting to see that number drop. Back in 2008, 2009, that number did drop pretty dramatically. But it wasn't right away. It was a slow, gradual increase of the first agent didn't have a closing in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. Some of those full-time agents maybe dropped to part-time, and those part-time agents probably dropped out of the business. And I think that's what we're going to see again this year and going forward. And I think it's our job as industry leaders, as leaders of the brokerage, as team leaders, to help those Samson agents and our team members not fall into that trap. And the last one, we definitely just talked about this as well, the current mortgage rates. How many people here have had a conversation with somebody in their sphere or a seller that says, no way in hell am I selling right now with my 3% interest rate?
In my own house, I had that conversation.
Yes.
I'm 2.75. I'm going nowhere.
So, I mean, just another hurdle to try to get over, and something that we're going to have to try to tackle here. So, the amount of people currently, thanks for throwing that back up, the amount of people that are under, below 6%, 92% on their current rate, below 5%, 82, below 4%, 62, and people that have a mortgage under 3%, almost a fourth of the mortgages in the United States. So to sum everything up, I've been very positive so far. There's fewer homes to sell by more real estate agents.
Nobody wants to sell their house.
The sun came out.
Who's pumped?
He just pushed me over the edge.
So the formatting on this got thrown off a little bit on these slides, but I'm going to go over a simple text message, a simple email, and a simple mailer that you guys can do out of our Ellis Properties playbook that you can throw out to your sphere, to cold leads, to warm leads, to your farm. Feel free to take out your phones, take pictures of these. I'm working with Donny on trying to arrange a more in-depth type playbook on how to attract listings.
Steve's going to do a big class on this to the next level, but he's going to give us a little taste today, which is fantastic.
Yep. So the very first one, we're going to call it our poor man's CMA or a ZMA.
Except it doesn't work when you call it poor man's. You got a $1.8 million listing.
Right. poor man's in terms of the amount of in terms of the amount of work that you're going to do to get this out. So go on, pick out any one of your clients, anyone in your sphere, maybe a soft seller lead that you have in your database. Look up their address on Zillow, find it, and just take a screenshot of it. Then you're going to shoot them a text message and say exactly this. Hi, Donnie. I was on Zillow earlier today looking for a few properties in your neighborhood, and I thought I'd check out your home's estimate. They estimate your home's value is $1,877. Rattle off the exact price that this estimate sends, and say, I have my opinion, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? And then just sit back and wait. Your goal isn't to get a listing appointment right away. It's really just to start that conversation, and this is an easy way to do it. If they're in your sphere, start asking about their personal life. If they're a cold lead, maybe you take it a little bit more on the salesy side, but you're really just looking to start that conversation of back and forth. And my big thing is always at the very end of it, always be asking, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell right now? Not, do you know anybody? Because that's a simple no. Who do you know? It's got to be somebody. They got to know somebody, a friend, a family member. But end with that question. All right, so that's the text message. Email, name your price. Same thing. Email this out to your entire database. To Donnie. Subject, name your price. Hi, Donnie, could you finish this sentence for me?
I can't wait to hear what it's going to be.
If I could sell my house for blank, I would list my home for sale this fall. I can't wait to hear your answer.
Ah, I like that.
Okay. If you've got a huge database, 10,000 people, you probably don't want to rattle this off to everybody. One, you might get blocked as spam. Two, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to follow up with everybody that's going to reply to this. Hopefully you get some good replies. So maybe you want to partition it off of the first 250.
Maybe do 20 a day.
Work your way up.
Take a bite of that apple.
Yeah, and I think that what you just said is a good idea of try to set a goal with these. If it's the ZMA, send these out to one person a day, 5 people a day, and really start to make those goals trackable per week and per month, and you're going to start to see results. Track what your response rate is, all that kind of stuff. So that's the email. And then the new just sold. How many people use our just sold print shop here? You know, you get a great listing, you sell it off to everybody in the neighborhood. I think the postcards that we do are great. Sometimes when we sell a cool house, a nice house, we got a great story to tell, we up it up a notch. So this is our new just sold that we do.
Oh, wow.
And it really tells a story of...
Is that 2 pages?
It is.
Front, back?
Front and back.
Cool.
8 by 11. And this really tells a story of how we got that house sold, what we did, the transformation, what made that particular sale different than the others and really stand out to the rest of that farm in that neighborhood. So the first thing we'll point out is the marketing. Everything we did to market the home from the initial coming soon all the way up until our actual record price that we got. You're going to go over the process week by week of everything we did.
I love this.
With everything we did week by week with that seller to get their home on the market and ready. Now, if you have to embellish this, feel free to.
A little puffery, never
Yep,
hurt anybody.
Yep. But in general, that's the kind of strategy that we take on the front of the postcard. On the back, big call to actions. We're going to do one, asking them, feel
Sarah,
free to
that's
call
what
us.
CTA stands for. Call to
CTA,
action.
call to
Yeah.
action.
Gotcha. All right.
Giving them a CTA to call us. And then the bottom one is, if you're not using QR codes, start doing it. I don't know why you're not, but a free home evaluation. Everybody since COVID knows how to scan a QR code, so we utilize those on every single mailer that we do.
Is your phone number on the other side?
It is. Make me go back. It's on the front of the, down the bottom, Ellis Properties.
It's up by your picture too. All
Yep.
right. I was gonna say it says call the Ellis team.
I cut it down a
You
little
cut
bit.
it in
for
different
the-
spots,
yeah.
so I couldn't see. I was like, you say call the Ellis team. Where's the phone number?
Yep.
You got it. I knew you had it
Yeah.
on there.
You don't want to do too many call to actions or else they get confused and they'll just throw it away, but the mailer and the actual call part are the big ones that we utilize. And then I said I was going to do 3. Do I have time for one
You
more?
got one more, yeah.
Cool.
I love it.
Who here hates calling prospects, cold calling, their sphere? Just a big hurdle that they just can't get over. This is an easy hack to do, doing a voicemail drop. So there's companies out there, I think Slide Dial is the one that we use, where you can actually pull a list of phone numbers and drop voicemail into their inbox so that you're not actually having to speak with 250 people around that farm. You just drop your voicemail and good to go, and you wait for callbacks. So leave this one. Hi, my name's Stephen Ellis. I'm a real estate agent with Samson Properties. I know you're not expecting my call right now, but the reason I'm reaching out is because I'm actually meeting with one of your neighbors on Tuesday at 1 p.m. to discuss selling their home. Doesn't matter if you're actually meeting with that neighbor or not. If you are, great, but drop it in your farm. I'm calling around the neighborhood because I'm offering a free equity update while I'm in the area to folks who are exploring the idea of selling. And you're going to end it adding the value and extending an offer. I'm not sure if it's for you, but I'm happy to swing by after my appointment and provide you some insight on how much you can get for your home in today's market. Would that be something you're interested in? And the big part of this is that last bit, that first sentence. I'm not sure if it's for you, but we've all had a conversation with a friend or a family member where it's a coworker of, hey, you've been working really hard, but that but really negates anything that you've said before. As soon as they say but, they're listening to what's coming next. So I'm not sure if it's for you, but bing, their ears turn on, they're listening in this voicemail. And then that's when you extend the offer.
I like it.
Cool?
I'm calling.
Yeah, that's all I got right now. As I said, we're working with Donny on rolling something a little bit more in depth on these. We've got a dozen emails, a dozen different text messages that we utilize a lot in our business. DM me on Instagram at Tract, and we'll get you up to date with all those future meetings that we're trying to do.
Now, are you and Caitlin still looking to grow Ellis Properties right
Yeah,
now?
we are. We're looking to add anybody that's looking to get to the next level in their real estate
I just
business.
blew up your inbox probably, but
We are.
But Ellis, they do a great job. We're going to do a future class that they've been gracious enough to come and do this on a little bit larger scale, dive into some more things, but also always if you're looking to, you can reach out to Steve and Caitlin and talk to them about possibly joining their team if you're interested as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So that was my Instagram, DM me at Tract, or you can scan the one next to it that actually goes to our link tree. If you're not on Instagram, there should be a little tab in there that you can actually submit your info, and we'll keep you up to date on
some of these new
Or you can
trainers
just
rolling
walk
out.
back to
Or
your
you can
office.
walk back.
Or you come grab me.
The office is right there.
I'm going to try to win the cornhole tournament today, so come grab me there. Don't
Hey.
distract me.
Oh,
Hey,
here we
Justin,
go.
make sure Steve's on the other side of the bracket from me. I don't have to see him for a while. He seems like he's
Excellent.
good.
Sounds
Well,
good.
thank
All right,
you,
guys.
Steve.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Awesome.
Thanks for all that, Steve.
Thank you. Those
Oh.
were great tips.
All right, so we've got we're gonna skip through this a little bit real quick because we're a little behind on time, but I wanted to remind everybody about our Coaching Plus. You can put this up here for me, Justin, real quick. Is that Richard's launched our Coaching Plus program, Samson Plus. We've got great coaches. We're doing. Can I get through the video? There you go. All right. So not only do our great coaches are signing up for individual classes, and I 100% believe in coaching. There's so many stories I've heard of people that get with a coach, and it's about setting that game plan, having that accountability. We've got people that double, triple, quadruple, 5 times their business when they get focused and with a coach. So we've got great coaches available, but one of the things we do for free with our new Samson Plus program is we are doing weekly classes for free to everybody to jump in and get a taste of this. Sam did a great class. That was last Tuesday, right, Sam? That's right. And then this Tuesday, or that Thursday, tomorrow, we've got Jose Ruiz making money basics using video. Deb Gorham, the great and wonderful, I think you have to say before you ever say Deb Gorham, the great and wonderful, finishing the year strong through the fourth quarter holidays. Next Tuesday at 10 o'clock, and these are all on the Cardinal Nest. But guys, it costs you nothing. Why would you not jump in with these great teachers and learn from these guys in 1-hour classes? Tuesday the 3rd, 10 to 11, leveraging authenticity in your business with Tracy Romero. And then Google Ads 101 with Austin Southern. Austin's a great example. Austin has several coaches out there, invests a lot of money in coaching, but his business, him and Roxanne's monumental team, has taken off since they really focused their game plan. But Austin's teaching Google Ads 101 Thursday the 10th from 10 to 11. So great classes, Josue, Deb, Tracy, and Austin in the next couple weeks.
Fantastic.
So circle those, look for those on the Cardinal Nest. And if you like what you hear, you can always dive in and get more one-on-one coaching with any of our great coaches that are on a roster. On the Samson page, you've got a whole page for Samson Plus, and you can dive in and learn more about the coaching department.
Will they be taped just in case we have to miss?
I do not think we tape those. They are live Zoom classes. No, Sam, right?
They are taped, but so that there's an archive for one-on-one coaches, clients.
Okay, so they are. That's what it is. So they are taped, but it's if you're doing the one-on-one coaching, you have access to all those. But if the group classes are just live and on spot, you can hop in there and dive in and learn from them. But if you got to miss them, you have to be in the one-on-one to get access to all the archives. So that is right. I forgot about that. Thank you, Sam. So you can go to Cardinal Nest, Samson Coaching, or there's Samson Plus button on the left side if you want to dive in more. We're going to do one more trivia, then we're going to bring up, I think, the man, the myth, Casey's next, right?
Yes.
All right, so online viewers, are you ready? You guys should have the phone number saved. Heather, you ready back there? All right, so Laura, you can't win the online again. All right, ready? Online question. Who is one of the new Samson Plus
good
coaches?
question.
Who is one of the new Samson Plus coaches?
Remember, you're
it's
doing
online.
your name and their name. Don't forget to put your
Text
name.
your name so you can't win that out. Now, this is people in the crowd. This is a hand raise situation. You can't raise it yet. It's a new question.
You
did
guys
that
are
twice.
cracking me up.
All right. You ready? Put us up here. New question. We've got, what is something, is it out there? What is something you learned from Steve Ellis?
Oh, Bridget.
What? ZMA was the answer. Yes, the Zillow market analysis, the quick screenshot.
Oh, she's in the crowd.
Bridget just did one while we were sitting here. So Bridget won one thing we learned from Steve Ellis.
Kelly Hayes.
Heather and Sarah are talking over here about
Kelly Hayes.
who?
Online.
Shelly?
Kelly.
Kelly's right there. She ain't online. Kelly won right there. I was like, Kelly Hayes on that's Kelly right here. That's fine.
She's in
online.
the crowd, too.
We said in the crowd you can win. So Kelly won? Who was the coach she named? Sam Hardman, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
It would have been great if Kelly had said somebody
hilarious.
not Sam. Kelly's on part of Sam's team, so if she had been like Deb Gorham, Sam would have been like, wait a minute, what are you? All right, so Kelly, you get a what, backpack?
Backpacks.
There you go. Both of you. There you go. Slick. We actually, somebody out there has a Samson Properties backpack. My kid sends me a picture the other day walking in the Light Ridge Halls. Takes a picture of somebody walking down the halls with a Samson Properties backpack. And I was like, do you know who this is? They go, we have no idea. But it was just somebody walking around with a Samson backpack.
So funny.
That was pretty cool. All right, so we've got, I think he's back there, the man, the myth, the founder of the Casey Samson
Come
team.
on up, sir.
Virginia's Wall Street Journal #1 medium team in the whole state. Casey Samson, where's your theme? Where's my theme music?
I should have walk-up music.
You should have
Right?
walk-up music.
What kind of operation are you running around here?
Affectionately referred to as Uncle Casey.
So Uncle Casey's team did over 150 million in the last 12 months. They do a great job marketing, selling, pricing, all the things. Casey's also generous enough to teach. A lot of you guys have been to his classes, but the first 96 is a great series. If you haven't watched it yet, go to our Samson University. The first 96 hours, and while they're so cute, and how you prepare a house, how you price a house, how you negotiate a house. Just done a great job of. There's not many places where you can get one of the best realtors in the whole metropolitan area just give you his playbook and pour so much into us. So thank you again, Casey. He's going to drop some more knowledge on us today, right?
Boom.
There you go.
Well, Steve motivated everybody by telling us how low the volume is. And we're off 30 to 40%. So the bottom line is there aren't as many listings out there. And when we get a listing, we have to make it work. We can't lose a listing. In Vienna this month, I just did it today, the success rate of homes going on the market and going under contract in the first week is about 12%.
Whew.
So 12%, that's 1 out of 10 houses that actually the person gets the listing, they get it all right, they price it, they get it on the market, only 1 out of 10 are going to go under contract. The rest of them sit and go into the death spiral. And so when we get a listing, we have to make sure that listing's going to sell. No ifs, ands, and buts, we have to make sure it's going to sell. So today I'm going to give 3 tips on how to get the correct price. Now, Larry Bean, some of the top guys in our company, Sam and Liam, Ian. It's not Ian, it's Ian.
Ian.
Billy's got me saying that.
Is it really Ian, or is he making that up?
I'm making that up.
Okay, good.
It's Ian McBain.
Because we're about to take down the Cardinal tournament. I don't want to call him the wrong name all day.
It's a Seinfeld episode.
It is.
Get in with it.
It is a
But
Seinfeld
all the
episode,
top
yes.
guys in this company, we sit around and we talk about masterminds. It's all about price, all about price, all about price. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 ways to get the right list price. Now, the first way, for those of you who can see it, is you have to, and this is the most important thing, the market is changing, and you have to be able to demonstrate that when you're sitting down with the seller. So the first thing is,
You can see it bigger over there.
the market evaluation that you're looking at, you have to, let's look at this one right here. The summary is on top, right? So the subject property is up on top. Then you have sales contracts coming soon, active, withdrawn. You need to get a picture of the entire market, right? So if you look at this, the sales came out at 125% of assessment. But the homes that are going under contract right now, 110% of assessment. So that's the problem. The problem is it was here, it's now moved to here. So you need to know, okay, what did they sell for, but what are they currently going under contract for? You've got how many coming soon's coming on the market. You have how many actives. The actives are all up at 115, 117. And then the people that withdrew. So that gives you a snapshot picture of the entire market. So if I look at it, I did it just the other day.
Now, pause real quick, because I want to make people see that. On the far right, you see that? Go back to that slide for me real quick, Justin. On the far right, the second one over, it's percentage OA. That's percentage of over assessment. So you see the 2 greens are 123 and 110, because Casey's mentioned this, but I want you to see where that is, where he's saying that honey spot is 110. That's that key indicator there, is the price compared to the tax assessment. Sorry,
Right.
I just wanted to, I've seen these before, but that column is the key.
So it's very important. It's real simple. If everybody's selling at 125 and they were, but now everybody's at 110, 112, what makes you think we should go on at 125? And I run into this all the time. And somebody says, well, I think my house is worth 1.5 million. You're damn right it was about a year ago. It's not 1.5 now. So we need to be realistic about the most important line is the contracts, right? What are they selling for? So that's the first thing. These are the appraisal comparables, similar prices, similar age, similar 1 mile radius. That's the exact houses that an appraiser is going to look at when they're evaluating their house. An appraiser is going to look at the solds. I'm looking at the pendings. I'm looking at the actives. I'm looking at the withdrawals. I'm looking at what's happening to the other houses that are currently going. Those solds were probably put under contract 90 days ago. Well, in this market, 90 days ago is an eternity. So the second thing you always want to walk into is the scope of a seller's knowledge about pricing is their neighborhood. So even if something sold 2 years ago, you have to be able to go back and say, I know the Millers sold their house for this 2 years ago. A, it was 2 years ago. B, they had 4,500 square feet. You only have 3,200 square feet. That's a huge difference. Much bigger house, much bigger assessment. So we can show that today's assessment for the house that sold is up here. Your assessment is here. So you're not the Miller's house. So always have and again, we're trying to get them to get the proper price. Always have the neighbors in your hip pocket, what they sold for and what their current assessment versus yours is. Okay? All right, so let's go to the second thing we're going to do. When a seller looks at that chart, so what it's showing is the home price versus median income ratio. So the first one you see is in 2007. That's when the housing bubble. Look what happened next. We're in the exact same bubble right now. Look where we're headed. So our prices are already adjusting down about 5, 6, 7%, which is cool. That's fine, but we got to know that. Now, the point is that even if, look at the housing bubble, even if it started to go down, let's say you were, down a little bit, you're still up high. You're still at a high level. So right now, we're still at a super high level. So even if they're not going to get 1.5, even if they're going to get 1.4, it's still going to get a lot worse. So when you say sell on top, go out on top, this is what I'm talking about. And let me just explain. Husbands and wives don't always agree. We good on that? All cool on that? Larry's over here, Laura's way over there. They don't agree, right? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to talk to the one that has no risk tolerance. Somebody has no risk tolerance, somebody's a risk taker, right? The risk tolerance, the person has no risk tolerance. When they see that number, they go, yeah, we're going to 1.3. Yeah, we're not trying up here. We're going to go out on top. So this is a powerful thing showing them that they are still up on top, and now is the time to go. So if they're starting to say, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell right now or not. I'm going to move to Florida. I'm not sure if we're going to wait. Really? When did you want to wait? How low do you want that to go before you're going to wait? So this not only tells people, not to buy or not to wait, sell now, sell on top, be realistic, prices are going down.
And if they think they've gone at 1.3 and it's too low in your example, then you're going to get the 15 offers. You're going to get 1.4. You're going to get that price they want because the buyers will eat it up. They'll get out there.
They will.
The value.
And I don't want to hear that they're not doing it anymore. We're in Linden, and you're famous for always saying, well, in Vienna, that's a different market. Well, we were in Linden. We put a house on for $750, which is nosebleed section in Linden. We had
There's stuff for $750 in Linden?
9 contracts. It sold for $830,000, 9 contracts. So that's still alive no matter where you are, no matter what you
Absolutely.
do. Okay? So this is part of the macro section of what we're talking about. This is also a macro section here. And what I do is I say, okay, let's take Vienna. Of all the houses that went on the last 7 days, what's happened? How many went under contract? How many are sitting there? How many came back on the market? So this is what I call a market snapshot. So I show them the market snapshot of what does Vienna look like right now. Only 13% of the houses are going under contract. 13%. I mean, this tells them you cannot take a risk in a market like this. You need to be conservative. So I'm trying to tell the stories. Stats tell, but stories sell. This is the story. The story is 1 out of 10 houses or 1 out of 15 houses are going under contract. This is not a market you want to mess with, right? So we're on top. The market's deteriorating. It's getting worse. We need to be realistic. We need to get it on the market. Now, if that doesn't do it, and sometimes it doesn't, even for me, they'll still go, I'll say no more than 1.85. Okay, we'll go 1.95. We're going to go 1.95. It happened to me twice. Well, I said 1.4. He says 1.6. I said, of all of this I just showed you, risk tolerance and market and everything, it's worth 1.4 and you want 1.6? Really? Okay, so let's do this. This is what we did. I said, I'll give it 2 weeks. Let's start at 1.6, and then we're going to move to 1.5, and then we're going to go to move 1.4. So for 1 week, we'll test your 1.6.
In the coming soon or
coming soon?
Yes.
Then 1 week, we'll test it at 1.5. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming, right? So that's the third part of this is the predictive analysis, which even if you get through all this and they still want to be unrealistic, now we're going to go to the predictive analysis. So for 7 days, it sits on there. You see the little down on the bottom, it says hit counter. You go to hit counter. That shows all of your listings. Just go down and see how many people are in your buyer pool. There was 14 people in his buyer pool at 1.6 million. 14 people in the buyer pool. Nobody was interested. So anyways, down to 1.5, 56 people in the buyer pool. Not enough. Still got to move down to 1.4. So even if you could start here and work your way down to that number that you need to get to before you launch. So hit counter is one big main level of the predictive analysis, but the killer and the final one is this. When you go to showing time and you're going to say, we're going to talk Wednesday at 1 o'clock. We're going live on Thursday. We're going to talk Wednesday at 1 o'clock. You have nobody coming to see your house. You have 2 people coming to see your house. We're off. Now, I've already set them up for it. I said anything under, 8 showings, we're screwed. We've got to get the number down. So if the first thing doesn't get them, which is the correct price, and the market, where it's sitting, and I would say take that picture. You can find it anywhere. Just say home price versus median income. You can find that chart anywhere. If those 2 don't get them, you've already set them up. If you only got 2 showings, we're not going live.
So then at that point on Wednesday, you show them you got 2 places, and then you adjust the price then.
There you go.
Or at least
and then on Wednesday, and you move it down. And whoever the risk-averse person is in that marriage is gonna
They're
correct.
your buddy.
They're your friend. All I'm trying to do is give evidence to the person who's right. Right? No, sometimes no.
The husband or the wife, whichever one's right. I'm giving them evidence to work on.
We all know what the number is.
Well played,
We know
Libby.
exactly
Well
what it
played.
is. I'm just showing you how to get there, right? Prove the price, show the market, do the predictive analysis, and even if it's like this one was extraordinary, 1.6 over 1.4, that's freaking ridiculous. So I said, okay, 2 weeks, not 1 week. So the first week is 1.6, the second week is 1.5. That'll teach you we're going down to 1.4. So happily, this is where we are.
Most of them you do 1 week though, because
Most I did 1 week.
you're close enough that you just need 1 week.
Right. So Linden went on for 800,000, tested for 7 days, did not test well. Nobody was coming. We dropped it to 750, and it sold for 830 with 9 contracts. So that buyer pool was at 750. It wasn't at 800. It was at 750. So don't talk about price. Talk about the buyer pool. We're just trying to find the buyer pool. The buyer pool might be here, but I'm sure it's here. If you want to test this, fine. Now, the benefit to that is the person coming in the door behind you is going to say, this is what your house is worth. 50,000 more than you say it's worth. Well, I'm going with that agent because that agent says they can get me $50,000 more. How many of us lost listings to that?
Right.
Not anymore.
Right.
Not anymore. Don't lose those anymore. I said, no problem. Let's test it. And if it's too high, let's test it for 2 weeks. So the predictive analysis, the third way to get the correct price, cleans up all the mess. If you didn't get them on the first one, if you didn't get them on the second one, the third one is what cleans you up.
Well, I love this analogy that you had at one point about the fish just over top of the water, right? You're holding this fish right over top of the water, and nobody can see it, nobody can get it to it. But when you get it to that right number and you dunk it under the water, then everybody tries to eat it up right away, right? It's like, then you get it in the 750 in this example. As soon as you got it to that right number, everybody attacked it like piranhas and boom, and then all of a sudden
I don't like fishing. I like catching. I don't like if you're holding the fish out of the water, you ain't fishing. You're just fishing. But when you dip it in the water with the piranhas, now you're catching, and you're catching a lot of them. So, anyways, those are the 3 tips to do it. No Zillow stuff. I do lay out all the Zillow and Realtor.com, what everybody says your house is worth, because they're looking at that. So I lay it out and I go, they're $300,000 off. Well, what is it? This number or that number? We got to know the exact number. We can't be off. We got to know the exact number. So I discredit them right up front. Then we start working on the pricing models.
You discredit them by showing the different numbers and showing how different they are. So obviously none of them are right? If they're all over the place, then
those
they have
market snapshots are up on our site. I mean, if you work in any of the markets we have, all you got to do is go to Market Snapshot, hit the button, and look at Vienna. It'll tell you currently this week, 13% of the houses are under contract, and you can use that. Just chop my picture off the top of it and show them that. But I got a lot of markets we do that way.
Questions for Casey. This is the other point I make about Casey. A lot of you guys have done this before, but if you get those, I don't know why we are, but I had this talk the other day. Like, people get intimidated by $1.5 million listings, those nicer listings out there, or they're struggling with, I've got this listing, I really don't want to miss the opportunity.
Right.
Casey and his team are happy to partner with you and make those things happen. They'll bring in Casey because, look, a percentage, whatever that is, 50, 75% of a big number is a lot better than 100% of zero, right? So if you're worried that you can't use these tools to get that property sold, call Casey. He's very fair.
Well, and it's not just that. I mean, we should all be partnering with each other. Like, if I have a place in Fredericksburg, I'm turning it over to a Fredericksburg expert.
Yeah.
I'm turning it over to, if I got something in Haymarket, I don't know Haymarket, but Johnny knows Haymarket. I just turn everything over to Haymarket.
Right.
So it's partnering with people that I don't think I'm the right person for that.
Yes.
Then I'd take a piece of it and send it to somebody in our group.
It's great sharing all over the place, and especially if you get into areas that you're not comfortable with that don't work. But just want to make sure you guys knew that Casey's an open door to, now you can't use and abuse me, not going to come in and just do all the stuff for free. But partner with him. Let's get that commission together. And it's a great resource that we have here in Casey that's willing to share this expertise and help get it closed.
Yeah, we're the pricing engine for some of the biggest teams at Samson. They just come to us, we do the pricing for them, and then we back them up on that. And they do everything else. All right.
Any questions from my man here? Oh, of course, I opened it up. I messed that one up. Give me Zach. Let's go up here first.
So you said that you're the biggest pricing engine for Samson agents. What does that look like as far as, are there any fees involved in that? If I send you a listing and I want you to price it out, I'm a new agent. So to do a market analysis is like a little overwhelming for me. If I were to utilize you as that resource, what does that look like?
Well, it depends on what some agents want. Some people just give me the documents. So for 5%, we'll send them documents. Some of us need us to talk to the seller or get more involved or be the actual pricing part of their team. Then it's 25%.
Okay, so like a referral fee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yep.
awesome.
So it's just 25, 75. And I've never done a deal where I get 100%. Never. Even in my own team. Billy gets this, I get that. Team gets this. So there are components to a transaction. If I spend a certain percent of commission to make sure I lock down the deal and get it priced right, then you do everything else, 75%. That's the way it works.
Awesome.
Hey, Casey,
Yeah.
how do you approach the commission when someone, let's say they agree to the price, but then we start talking about the commission and they want a discount? I mean, what is exactly the way you handle that? Can you share that with us?
I already drop it. I'm already at 4.5. I don't play games. I got no time. I go like this. I gotta go. Oh, that's not good. I gotta go. And Billy's seen me. He's seen me close the computer a few times. I gotta go. If you want to nickel and dime me after hearing all of that, if you hear all of that and you want to cut commissions, you got the wrong guy. Yeah. Because that means I don't have your trust. I mean, you've got to go, oh my God, I hope this guy takes my listing when you're done.
Miss Kelly.
Okay, it looked like you were using a lot of the information on your market analysis, stage 1, using the pendings and the under contract properties.
Everything.
Okay, so you're a big hitter in Vienna. How do you get your agents that are not Samson agents to share accurate information with you so you know what the percentage over or at asking
Right, okay,
price?
I don't need anybody to participate. So what I do is I'll take a pending, I'll say, okay, this pending, the list price was 110% over. So that's where the buyer pool was when they bought it. So that's where you want to list it at. If it's 110.
Okay, so it's not accurate like appraiser using.
No, it's as accurate as you can get. It's
I'm saying for
what
list
he's saying
price.
is if she's got a $1.1 million listing and you're using that price, you don't know if that's sold for $1,050,000 or 1.2.
Correct.
You don't care because you're using.
So Kelly, I look at
you don't
that
care
and
because
I
you're losing
figure
the list price to find where the.
if it goes in the first 3 days, then I might bump it a little bit. I might say, well, it's 1.1. I'd probably say they probably got 113 or somewhere.
Or
in
they
there.
got cash.
So I'll adjust it. I'll adjust it a little bit, but not much because let's say it's one. In that example I just showed you, that's a live example. 125, 110. So maybe it's 112.
But you're using the list value.
Right.
I get it. Okay,
Yeah, I use the list price. So I don't need participation
what
from
they
the
got.
agents.
Good
And if
job.
you don't see your market on the markets we have on Snapshot, I can knock those out in 5 seconds. So we can add those to our market.
All right. Well, I'd love Casey to talk all day. We got to close up.
Yes.
I got to go win a cornhole tournament. So
We got a
thank you
cornhole
very much,
tournament coming.
Casey.
Thank you, Casey.
You're the man. Is Jerry Berry back there? Jerry Berry's back here.
Come on up, Jerry Berry.
Jerry Berry. Oh, Jerry
Are you
Berry.
playing, Jerry Berry? Are you playing?
Jerry Berry and his part. Did you bring Denise?
Yeah.
Oh, we're in trouble.
Uh-oh, Denise is a ringer.
Denise is a ringer. Jerry will act like he's the ringer, but Denise is
the
actually
house.
the ringer.
Can
What do
I,
you got here? Oh, Captain Cornwall?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awkward.
It's awkward for Denise.
Oh, I like that.
It's awkward for Denise.
You making
not for
Denise
me.
wear that shirt as well?
Yeah, I am.
That's funny.
I am.
That's hilarious.
How we doing, Jerry Berry?
Fantastic. How are you guys doing?
Good. Jerry,
Good,
Jerry's
good.
our great vice president at First Heritage Mortgage and all-around great guy.
Yes.
How we
yes.
doing over there?
Very, 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 very well. A very vibrant market, as you guys well know.
You've
As
used
far
the
as
word
rates are
very a
concerned.
lot.
Low interest rates,
Very, very,
flying
very,
off the crack.
You know, national average I think was 7.18
Sorry.
or something like that last month. National average. You know, your Fannie or your Freddie Mac, excuse me, your FHA and your VA are still obviously below 7, but you know, the Fannie Freddie borrowers are definitely taking it on the chin these days, unless it's a first-time home buyer.
I'm going to need you to do something about that.
Well, today the Fed meets, and the Fed's not supposed to raise rates today, and we don't think they will. But you know, their goal is to get inflation down, and now with the auto walkout and oil up in the 90s again, we did see oil drop back down. All those things are inflationary, so that's why you see the Fed having trouble saying, "Hey, we've gone far enough." But everybody thinks they're done raising. Fannie Mae was at a conference this weekend, or last week, excuse me, and Fannie Mae still says we'll be at 6.2 by the end of the year. I can't see that. It's going to have to move. When it moves, it will move fast, but it's going to have to take some bad employment numbers and some other things for it to really start back down. But everybody still says 5.5 next year is a normal goal. So I mean, there's good stuff on the horizon. Economy definitely is slowing down, as you guys see more than I do. We saw permits for housing this week down in a year where the builders are setting the price basically. So you know, we're definitely seeing things slow down. We're definitely keeping our fingers crossed as to when rates are going to come down. But rates are going to come down.
Is the 2-1 buy down still a thing that's easy to pull off? Because to me, I might capitalize on what I see as a buyer's market right now, especially if some of the information Casey just gave about how many properties are going unsold out there. If I was very interest rate sensitive, and I could do a 2-1 buy down, because I do think it's going to be in the 5s and 6s in a year or two.
Absolutely.
Are those easy to still pull off right now?
You know, from a builder standpoint, because we do a lot of builder work, a lot of the builders are having to work hard to sell houses right now because everybody is worried about about interest rates. So we're seeing a lot of those additional incentives come into play where they're advertising the 2-1 buy down. You guys will see that on the street. Builders right now are ready to work a deal, especially in some of the locations that aren't just flying off the shelves. So I think there's a good opportunity for purchasers. As David Werfel, I don't know if he's in the room or not, but you know, we have a call every Friday, and you know, we've talked many times about how great of an opportunity it is right now. How we feel like when rates do go up, it's actually going to be harder for the purchaser to get into a house because there's going to be more demand. So I think the buying opportunities are right now, and if you can convince your purchasers to get in the game, I think they'll end up being
And
really
how much
happy
does
with
that
it.
roughly cost? So if I'm a buyer, I want to go buy a $700,000 house, but I'm price sensitive. I want to do a 2-1 buy down, which means I want the seller can pay for it, closing costs, right? Sellers pay for it, and it's going to buy down my interest rate. Let's just use round numbers. It's 7% is the interest rate. It would have been. I can get 5% for the first year,
Correct.
6% for the second year. So it's 2-1 buy down. So it gives me a great rate for the first year.
Right.
Still a pretty good rate for the second year. If at any point during those 2 years rates drop to a point that I can refinance, great. I refinance and actually get the remaining credit back.
Any of the
outstanding credit.
Yeah, the cost to answer your question.
How much would it cost to do that in this scenario, roughly, a $700,000 house?
Yeah, the cost to do that, the one I did last week was like 2.3 points to actually execute that. So think of that
it's like
money
15 grand, 17 grand, something like that.
Yeah, think of that money as just put into account and set aside, and every month when the borrower makes their payment, part of that money's taken out. Well, if they haven't used all that in the first 24 months, which odds are they won't have, because I don't think that particular loan will be around 24 months, then that would go to reduce the balance on the loan when they go to pay it off. So it's not unused money.
Call it $12,000, that $17,000 they put in there is used. They refinance in a year and a half to a 5.5% loan, lock it in forever. That extra $5 or $6 grand in there that didn't spend could go towards their closing costs, that new refinance in theory.
Absolutely.
That's the,
So
that's the gift
to
that
me,
keeps on giving.
and a lot of
It's
sellers
coming
that
back to you. It's not
if
bad.
you're
No
not
way to lose.
competing, you're in one of these properties. It's like, oh, it's been sitting a couple weeks. Okay, well, offer them 17.10 with 15 grand back in closing costs. Get a 2-1 buy down.
Right.
And they'll probably take the 695 net offer. Probably happy with it at that point because they've been sitting for a week or two in the market and they're not sure what they're going to get. They get the house they want.
Sitting a week or
Right.
two.
Right.
Well,
Our area kills me.
Hey,
the
we
rest
know-
of the nation sits for 6 months. We're like, we've sat for a week.
we know how sellers get after a week or two,
Yes.
right? Why is
Yeah,
nobody in my
right.
home?
Oh.
Sell my home.
Yeah.
I'll take 695, whatever the case may be, because they didn't listen to Casey and listed 650 like they should have, right? So I just want to keep that in your mind. It's not super hard math, and if we just went a little too fast for you, get with your first heritage loan officer.
Absolutely.
Get estimates, get it explained to them, and then you can go into these houses and ask the sellers for that goods and costs. And get that deal, get your buyer. Your buyer will love you that they're in the home they want, especially if we do see a surge in the spring when it gets down to 6 or 5.5. And
guys, use that as a
that
touch
house is now
point.
selling for 725 or
Absolutely.
750.
Pick
They're
up
going
the
to love you.
phone and call them and say, hey guys, rates dropped. Remember, we have that refinance money that we can use. Like, let's engage yourself back in the transaction, that
professional.
touch point. Absolutely.
Yeah, be the professional. That's what they want. That's what the clients want to know.
Right.
When you talk to them, they want to know that you know what's going on in the industry, so that
Right.
you can convince them to use you, which is what Casey talked about a little bit earlier.
Yes.
Yes.
Be the professional.
Mike, Zachary? Zach, can we get a mic? As we're loading up a mic here, any other thoughts you had or questions or anything, any other knowledge you wanted to drop here?
Yeah, our call on Friday that David sends out has been a lot of fun.
I think it's at 10 o'clock every Friday. Or
At 10 o'clock every
Fridays.
Friday. It's been fun. We've been learning a lot.
Friday financing with First Heritage.
There you go.
Yes.
Feel free to come in, then you can ask me questions.
That link is on the
one-on-one.
Cardinal Nest every Friday as well.
Yeah, it's fun. Always fun.
So
Yes.
I just had a quick question on this, and I've actually talked to multiple people about refinancing in a couple of years when rates drop.
Uh-huh.
The biggest thing and pushback that I get is, yes, but you have to have so much down in order to do a refinance, and we're doing 0 or 3% down. Is that actually the case that you have to have 25% down in order to refinance your loan? Or-
FHA and VA both have a streamlined product where you don't have to have an appraisal done. Fannie Freddie does require the appraisal, but appreciation. What's it even? It's appreciation. What, 5.25 this year?
Sure.
But
would that
I think it's going to
change-
appreciate fast enough that
So-
they'll have at least 5%. But that's all you need is about 5% equity.
Only 5%
if you're
equity.
doing conventional. Absolutely.
And if you're FHA or VA, they have a streamline, but you probably didn't put that much down to begin with. So they're not going
Right.
to all of a sudden need you to have 10 or 20%, and you only put 3% down, and they're going to streamline
Right.
that refinance anyway.
Yeah,
So,
FHA or VA, you can do both of those streamlined products without an appraisal.
so you're getting bad intel.
conventional.
Conventional
loans.
5%.
Conventional,
I'm dealing
you
with
want to
mostly
maintain
conventional loans.
5%.
Okay.
Unless you get into jumbo, like really high loan limits, then you might need
Yeah. But
might need 10 and stuff.
Fannie and Freddie goes to $1,089,000 now, so that's a big number. So when the rates fall down, I can't imagine a whole lot of us that are going to need a refinance are going to be above that. Some of us are, but most of them are going to be under.
Jerry Berry.
that. Yeah, right.
All right. Thank you.
Jalal. Oh.
Hey now.
Hello, Jalal.
The good part about Mike is he does the yelling for you.
Got it.
Laura
Would you
likes
please
that one.
talk a little about the loan assumption, VA loan assumption,
Okay.
process, and how to qualify for that?
A VA loan assumption is something that actually bypasses the lender. So you're at the mercy of the person holding that note. So if they're getting a loan from, let's say, Wells Fargo, and your seller is interested in letting them try to assume their current mortgage, then the seller has to originate a conversation with Wells Fargo on the purchaser's behalf, and then the purchaser has to qualify with whoever's holding that note. It's not something that would go through a
An
third
independent-
party.
You don't pick
lender.
your lender, First Heritage, to assume a
Go
loan. You have
right
to go
back to
assume it
them.
from the person.
Right.
And the buyer does not have to be a VA.
The buyer does not have to be a VA. If he's not a VA, then the VA eligibility that was used for that property stays with that property. So it does affect the VA purchaser in their next purchase. If he is a VA, then they can get their eligibility back. Which on VA, as you guys know, VA now, if you have 100% eligibility, if you haven't used it or if you paid it all off, there's no limit as to what you can finance with VA at 100%. Now, if you're doing multiple, then there is a limit as to how much eligibility you can have out there. But VA's obviously it's the best loan for a lot of reasons, that being one of them.
Awesome.
Any other questions for Jerry Berry? All right.
Thank you so much for Jerry. And
Captain Cornell, do you
Captain Cornell's going out there.
Cornell.
I encourage you to reach out to Jerry or any of your local First Heritage loan officers. They do a fantastic job. It's a great partnership we have. If you go on the Cardinal list and click First Heritage logo, it gives you all the great loan officers. There's local ones in all of our offices that you can talk to.
FHMTG.com.
FHMTG.com.
Plus it's on the
I
nest.
can't write with you right now.
That's why I didn't wear the whole outfit in. You can find it on the nest also, but FHMTG.com.
Awesome.
We'd love to help you. We appreciate all your support. And come out and watch me be done.
I love it.
Hey, Jerry,
Not
put
for
me
nothing, he's
further
actually
down the
pretty good.
bracket. I don't want to play Jerry.
What's Denise?
Watch
Denise is the ringer.
All right, we are super late, so I'm gonna get some of our high points here and finish off. We're not gonna go through the full market reports. We've done a lot of great stuff about the market. These are on the Cardinal Nest. Click top resources on the left. We've got market reports for every jurisdiction you're in. I do go over these in the weekend updates a lot as well on Friday, so we'll go through those in more detail. But you can see those there, and I'll go over those in more detail on Friday as well. Upcoming class, just to remind you, these HQDUs are great, guys. Please get out. September, October, November. We want to see packed houses, great classes all day. We'll feed you breakfast and lunch and have a fun time, and you'll get lots of knowledge from it. KV Core and Chime, we're bringing on the road. Look for those, the calendars. I do want to take 1 second for this. Master your marketing. Lynn is a fantastic teacher. Anybody that goes to her classes comes away filled up with great knowledge, great energy, and you can see her schedule on the right there. Key is tomorrow, tips for buyer consultations.
Yes. Mark your calendar. She's doing a buyer consultation, a buyer presentation. So for all of those that were concerned about the discussion we had earlier, make sure that you are sitting in on that.
So this is every Thursday. She does a class on the Nest that you can log into there. And then she's also doing a fantastic fourth quarter challenge. I'm really excited about this. We'll have more information we'll send out to you, but you can use the scan the QR code, or it's going to be on the homepage of the Nest now. But you can sign up for a fourth quarter challenge. There's individual class you can meet on. There's a point system. We give out awards. The best if you want to be successful in 2024, it's how you take these next couple months, how you set up your business plan, the activities you take, your sphere of influence stuff, learning from Steve and Casey and all these other great people we bring up here. Fourth quarter challenge is a great thing to jump into there.
And let's point out, if you are not happy with where your business is right now and you do not do anything to change it, you will have exactly more of what you've got right now.
So, no
Engage.
question. Continue to look at the Nest for great classes. Friday, do the weekend updates as well. Realtor safety class in there, mock closings. A buyer agency class next Friday the 13th is live. That's a great one to be in with our changing market there with MVAR. So that's on the Nest.
That's a great one. If you don't know how to explain a buyer agency and you just kind of shove it in the paperwork and don't explain it to buyers, you need to get really good at doing that right now.
So we're gonna do. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. You want to know what that contract is. We're going to do one more round of trivia, then we're going to finish out with all of our great Cardinal names, and then go have some fun. All right. Laura and Kelly, you can't win the online text. All right. You already have the number saved, and you've won. All right. What are we giving out, Sarah?
We are giving out a vest.
Oh, that would look great on me. Can I try it?
You may. Would you like to model?
No,
Go ahead, Vanna. Would you like to model?
I'm good.
Here.
All right.
Model.
There you go. That might be a little big for you. Might be a little big. It's a little big. There you go. All right. What are you trying to say, Laura?
Awesome.
I'm trimmed down, baby.
Awesome.
All right. So, first question. Where do you go to RSVP for HQDU and other classes? Text.
Text. With your name, people.
With your name and the answer. With your name and the answer. Now, the online class, or in person, throwing away stuff. In person, we're going to do a hand up here. Hopefully I didn't just break the remote. Hand up. Whoop. Name one way
to get the correct list price per Casey. Laura Bean, you cannot win. Teresa Schaefer. Predictive
analysis. That was step 3, which was putting it out early.
Yes, just one.
Look at that coming soon. See what traction you've got.
She wins $50 to the Print Center or swag.
Who was our online winner there, Miss Heather?
Kathy Pippin.
Kathy Pippin. Oh, there you go.
You get a vest, Kathy Pippin.
Laura, did you just text from your phone and say your name was Kathy?
Awesome.
Kathy was sitting next to Laura, for those that can't see.
That's hilarious.
All right,
you guys, we are so excited. We have 558 Cardinal closings.
All right, 558 closings.
And
So
these are important to us, so we're going to call them out, but we're going to go through quick because we know that everybody wants to go play cornhole, and we're super excited to get out there. But this is important because for those of you that have not heard us say it, every Cardinal closing you do for us, every time you choose Cardinal, helps us pay for Chime and pay for KV Core and pay for Real Scout and pay for all of our trainers coming to the field. It helps us do absolutely everything to be able to support you and help you grow your business. It is the way we do 100% commission. It is the way we function as a company. It's our business model. So we appreciate you, and these names are super important to us.
each and every one of you
Each and every one.
went above and beyond and got Cardinal Title Group on that buy side or on the listing side negotiated in. So we're thankful for each
Yes.
and every one of you. All right.
So we're going to rock and roll.
Abdul Tuku, Abdul Awan, Latif Chaudhry, Abraham Endel, Adam Shively 3 times.
And if you're in the room, woot woot.
If you're in the room, woot woot. If you're in the room also, please try to keep it down so that we can get through it. Alfian Aku, Ahmed Malikzai, Ahmed Goma, Akilu Berry 3 times. Akram Abdul Kader, Alex Etchampong, Ali Ahmed, Ali Dejanada, Ali D 2 times. Alina Yera Medova.
Oh, you had a little cool accent there.
I did. Aliza Askri, Ala Yoon 2 times. Ali Baloo, Almaz Gebre Huat.
All right, guys, keep it down, please.
Amal
Amal Hall.
Hall 2 times. Amanda Braska, Amanda McConchy, Amber Darby, Amy Beam, Amy Minenberg 2 times. Anna Arana, Annabelle Herring 2 times. Anand Barnes 2 times. Andrea Bing, Andrew Norton, Adriana Solano, Andy Hensley, Angela Brock, Angela Facialo, Angela Weston, Anthony Coombs, and Anupama Chopra.
Arelis Perez, Arjun Buki, Arslan Jamil 6 times.
Arslan Jamil.
You go, Arslan. That's awesome. Arturo Salemi 2 times. Ashina Tucker, Ashley Branch, Asila Sayedi, Austin Southern, Ayesha Buhler, Badar Zaman, Badar Al-Otabi, Barbara Pritchard, Bassam Hamandi, Becca Larson, Ben Oxley, Berta Vasquez, Beth Garrett, Beverly Radigan, Bill Petrie, Billy Quinn, Bashuta DeHall, Blaine Jackson, Blake Herring 2 times, Bobby Pichtel 2 times, Bonnie Coffey, Brad Roars, Brandy Brown, Brandon Carroll, Brandon Darr, Brandy Edwards, Bridget Newman in the crowd, Caitlin Ellis, Camelia Cortez, Candace that's 3 times, Candace Ashtroff 3 times, Karen O'Brien, and Carissa Thomas. Thanks, guys.
Carl Carrington, Carl Harbour, our Bowie office manager 2 times. Carla Moore 2 times. Carolyn Jacobs 2 times. Casey Quitkin, Casey Sampson 3 times. Cassandra Walton, Catherine Techie Mensa, Charity Waneri, Charles Hayward Jr., Charles Kim, Chartiz Torrance, Hyun Soo Lee, Chris Chambers 2 times. Chrissy Seminaro, Christine Martin, Christine Motley, Kristen Napoli, our Lake Ridge broker manager, Chris O'Neill, Claudette Davis, Claudia Cornejo, Consuelo Adan, Cynthia Butler, Cynthia Chen, Damian Woodson, Dan Leziva, Dana Ashlock with her husband Ben, Dana Campbell, Dana Jackins 2 times, her and her partner Joan Stansfield, Danielle Best, Danny Franks 2 times, Danny Lee, Darren Robertson 4 times. Way to go, Darren. David Fernandez, David Hu, and our Montclair broker manager, David Luckenball 3 times.
David Perry. I want that name.
I
Patty?
think David Perry's probably both of those.
Yeah, I'm thinking too. So we're going to go 2 times for you, David. Thank you. David Warner, Dawn Mitchell, Deborah McKelvey, Deep Kumar Patel, Del Shelton, Denise Mason, Desiree Gurma 2 times. He is practicing cornhole. Derek Cole 2 times, Diana Posadas 2 times, Dilyara Dominova 4 times.
There you go, DD.
Dina Barahona, Dinesh Tharmalingam,
There you go.
Deepika Gupta, Don Wong, Doretta Diamond, Drew Miller, Ernie Gorham, Ebony McClinney.
Ernie's in the back.
In the back?
Yep.
Woot woot. Ebony McClinney, Eduardo Etchimpong, Edward Hillenbrand, Elaine Molina, Albert Graves Jr., MC Ara, Emel Safaglu, Emily Blakely 2 times, Erdeem Kutzel, Eric Velasquez, Ernie Vogel, Ernie Dill, Erica Lewis, Evan Fuentes, Evelyn Shemivuktic, Fred Moshini, and Fasika Dressa. Thanks, you guys.
Fernando Mejia 2 times. Flourish Adetoye 2 times. Frank Evans. Del Grimes 2 times. Geetha Dayala. Gelamini. Jeannie Wynn. George Ross. Godfrey Chiqua. Greg Colangian 2 times. Greg Johnson. Guillermo Salmon. Henwen Liu. Harman Singh. Hawa Karoma. Haley Sterling. Heather Raff. Henry Rodriguez. Juan Fong. Hugo Medina. Ian McVeigh, my new partner coming up here, buddy, 2 times.
I heard you had to carry him.
Aisha Leverett. Emo Moren. Inam Raymond. India Pope. Ingrid Morris. Irene Chavolidis. Iris Yu. Yvonne Regalt. Izzy Amaya. Jack Jenkins. Jackie Griffith. Jacqueline Abrams. Jay Yoon. James Coral. And Hamia Dixon.
Janet Aureliana. Janice Cairns, Janice Pearson 2 times, Jason Holt, Jason Sanders, Jay Johnson in Fredericksburg 2 times, Jay Rousey 2 times, Jeff Edmiston, Jennifer Kelly, Jess Miller out in Alexandria, Jessica Hampton, Jessica Swisher, Jesse Georgieva 2 times, Jill Judge 2 times, Jim Patrick, Jixon Lee, Joan Lord, Joe Allo, Joe Azer, Joe Wilkerson, man, bring on the Joes, Joanna Gordon 2 times, John McCambridge 2 times, John Gift, John Chamberlain, Jonathan Brown, Jonathan Ortiz, Jordan Muirhead, Jorge Pimentel 2 times,
it's my
and
golf
Gina.
ringer. Jordan helped us win the NBA.
He finds a good ringer so he can win.
He's a golf pro. That's cheating.
It was a guest. Okay.
He is legal.
He's legal.
He is legal.
That's hilarious. Okay,
And
Joe's.
we won. Go ahead.
Thanks. George and Gina Pimentel 2 times, Joseph Jacob, Joshua Oliver, Joyce Shaw.
I should be a professional cornhole player, and I still get to play. Go ahead.
Kate Schneider, Katarina Sanook, Catherine Mudd, Kathy Ramirez 2 times, and Kathleen Pester. Stop distracting him.
Kathy Pippin in the crowd. She left.
She stepped out.
Kathy Rainey 3 times. Way to go, Kathy. Katie Mudd, Kayla Grimes 2 times. Kia Evans 3 times. Keisha Bagley. Keisha Gray Robinson 2 times. Keith Hawkins 3 times. Kelly Adrea. Kendricks Gladney. Kenny Zion. Carrie Ann McKenzie 2 times. Carrie Ralston 2 times. Kevin Brandis. Kenyon Mitchell. Khalid Ahmed 3 times. Kimberly Wheatley. Kieran Marzaria 3 times. Kofi Demfo. Christy Edwards. Christine Jones. Christine Kozlowski 2 times. Kwaku Brobe. Ladon Aref. Lana Schinnerer. Laquanda Till. Laurel Chin. Lori Roberts, Lei Yi, Lemlem Mbaye 2 times, Leslie DeFore Barber, Layla Torres, Lee, Linda Korsnitz, Lindsay Walker, and Lisa Patton.
Lisa Wright, Loon Lee, Linda Stewart, Manisha Haushin 4 times, Margaret Crescent, Margaret Snap, Maria Lightly, Maria Walkup, Marshall Wick, Marwa Ali, Mary Crow 2 times, Mary Beth Lewandowski 2 times, Masood Hassan, Mauricio Lujan 2 times, Maximus Onua, Myra Pineda in the crowd, Miss Myra, Meg Slimp, Megan Boisvert 3 times, Mel Tulu 2 times, Melanie Davis 2 times, Melanie Gray, Melissa Libby, Melissa Smith, Missy Whittington 2 times, Meredith Smith, Michelle Gibson 2 times, Michelina Curie in the crowd.
Michelina.
We've got Milazuka Paletti, Mohammed Shakiri, Mohammed Hoke 2 times, Monica Simpkins, Mojtaba Akwand, Myra Wallace McLeod, Nadia Delaware, Nadia Ramira, and Nakisha Overton. Thank you, guys.
Nam Do, Nana Noy, Nancy Jacobs, Natalie Kurt McCarter 3 times, Nichelle Jeter, Nick Marati 2 times, Nicole Volante, Noemi Martinez Conaway, Nora Asasi 2 times, Norma Skeet, Alubumi Ayodele, Paige Kellogg, Pamela Mitchell, Pauline Kipkin, Patrice Wheeler, Patrick Adu, Pat Sowers, Pauza Leon, Peter Frias, Pilar, I never knew how to say it. Goa Kachea, nice, 2 times. Ping Zhu 2 times. Pino Bulipangsanan, PJ Aguiar, Prudence Wafo, Mark Porosky 2 times. Rahel Amde 2 times. Rasan Edwards 3 times. Reina Farzam Panay, Rakesh Kumar, Ramin Abarin, Randy Coleman, Ray Powers, Reba Rahamzadeh, Rebecca Carrera, Rex Thomas 2 times, and Riza Lofti.
Rhoda Apia, Richard Horowitz, Rima Kumar, Ritu Desai 2 times, Ritu Joshi, Robin Morin, Robin Ryberg, Robert Blitzer 3 times, Robert Johnston, Robin Gata, Rocky Roach, Roger.
Rocky Roach. Oh my God.
She loves it. She
Yes,
loves it.
it is.
Roger Bedden, Rolf Kratz, Rami Sata, Roxanne Southern 8
Ooh,
times.
Roxanne.
You go, Roxanne. I think you need to break out in song. Roxanne. Rupali Jain, Ruth Lynn Obana, Ryan Vere, Saad Jamil 2 times to go
And
with
Arslan had
Arslan's
6.
already 6.
They had
That's
8.
awesome job, you guys. Mr. Sam Hardman 2 times. Woot woot.
That was nice and loud.
That was loud. Samira Hosseini, Sandra Ingram Petty, Sanjeev Shah 2 times, Sarah Bit Singh,
Sarah Mormon.
me, woo! Sasha Shana, Sean Klein, Sebastian Edmonds. We have Sean Kang, Sergio Garcia, not the golfer. Charlene Monroe, Sharon Hogan, Shashikant Rao, Shaznana Conaway 2 times, Sonia Bashu, and Sonia Braddock. We are rounding it out.
Srinivas Jujaru. Stacy 3 times.
3
Good
times.
job. Stacy Wilson. Stephanie Brock.
Woo! Oh, she left.
She just walked out. Stephanie Burke. She probably out there. Stephen Wilson. Stephen Benitez. Stephen Chen. Sugdeep Kang. Suzanne Riggs. Susan Frun. Sybil Buckwalter 2 times. Saeed Abbas. Tahir Nassar 2 times. Tamara Myers Moffitt 2 times. Tammy Irby. Tara Lowe 2 times out in West Virginia. Tashia McDougall. Tatiana Saldana Arias. Ted Spinato 2 times. Terry Jones. Terry Westerland. Thaddeus Underwood 2 times. Dangarusu Palinasami. Thomas Bennett 2 times. Tiffany Dotson. Tiffany Emery. Tom Saporito. Tonga Turner 6 times.
You're crushing it, Tonga.
Great job, Tonga.
Up in Maryland. Crushing it.
Tracy Grubb. Trey Gaffney. Trisha Filbert. Troy Spinago 2 times. Chuck Wynn. Trulance Hickman. Our Richmond broker manager Tyler Simmons. And Valerie Elliott. There you go.
All
There's that
right,
whistle.
I am
Good
finishing
job,
up the
Ernie.
last page. Vita Howard, Venkat Guram 6 times.
Venkat.
Nice job. Vernice Ron Keith, Vicky Smith, Victor Abdel Noir, Vicky B 3 times. Victoria King, Victoria Zhao 5 times. Vita Pugh, Vipul Mehta, Wallace Tang, Wakar Ahmed, Yaling Chin, Yazamin Abuzar, Yolanda Bell 2 times, Yuri Para, Yusar Al-Mukhtar 3 times, Zach Greger 4 times, Zudi Tulu, and Zula Tavai. Congratulations. Thank you so much on a fantastic month, you guys. It is cornhole time.
Now,
but before we leave,
Before we leave,
hold on.
everybody, 1 second. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for everything you all do. You guys are working hard. Please, if you're struggling in your business, jump in, dive in, get to HPU, engage with our staff. Don't just sit there on the sidelines. Come in. We'll embrace you. Everybody here will embrace you. We'll help us get through this together. Let's find that business. Continue to work hard together. Please use Cardinal Title Group as much as you can this fall and winter. Every single deal counts.
Every single deal counts.
We're so thankful for you and all your
We
hard
are
work.
appreciating you for all of your hard work. We congratulate you on all of your successes. Let's go play cornhole. Have a great day.
I gave you the